Wake the fuck up, samurai. We have a city to burn.
So many questions, so many lessons, so many weapons, another fashion, another way to try, and all of them fake, through cables and pain, sleepwalking every day, through cables and pain, through cables and pain. This body tired, these nerves on fire, and still not done. These goals are moving, 'cause they are not defined, and all of them fade, and all of them fade, through cables and pain, through cables and pain, sleepwalking every day, sleepwalking every day, through cables and pain, through cables and pain, through cables and pain. And all of them fade, and all of them fade, through cables and pain, through cables and pain, sleepwalking every day, sleepwalking every day, through cables and pain, through cables and pain, through cables and pain, through cables and pain, sleepwalking every day, through cables and pain, through cables and pain.
Hello out there, everybody in YouTube land. It's your T-shirted historian. It's been a week, man. Sure, some of you heard me earlier in the week when I was talking about the very untimely death of Ray Stevenson. You go back and you listen to it, I was dying on that. I mean, I literally I was choking back tears so hard on that one. And I'm some people would say like, well, T-shirt, you're just being silly, man. I mean, you don't even know the guy. The guy didn't know you. It's not like you're buddies and you went out drinking and had great times and stuff. I know that shit. I know that. But there's certain celebrities and things that you kind of get attached to, either because you like who that person is off of the camera, or you really love that person's body of work when they're on the screen, and you just generally kind of build a character out of that person in your head. And that used to be a little easier than it is now, mainly because social media, we largely know, unfortunately, what a lot of celebrities are like. off the camera. And as we've seen, most of them are dickheads. It's true. You know, there's a few genuinely cool human beings out there who also work in the entertainment field. You know, the guy I constantly appear as, Keanu Reeves, is one of them. You know, I think he's a really sweet, really cool guy in real life. I mean, you know, he's done some really cool stuff outside of the movies that have shown what kind of character he really has. And, you know, I don't know how much of that is so much of performance or how much of it is actually him. I'd like to think, I have this headcanon that says, you know, yeah, Keanu Reeves is really pretty cool. Although admittedly, you know, he is Johnny Silverhand to me. That's always going to be his best role. That's always going to be what I know him for. That's kind of who he is to me, you know, that wisecracking, sarcastic, you know, kind of bastard that he is. You know, and I guess it's kind of the same thing I kind of had with Ray Stevenson. You know, this is like I mentioned in the video. I saw him first as Dagonet and King Arthur, and at that point, you know, he really stunned me with his performance. And I started seeing him pop up in more and more stuff because he got more popular and got hired into more films. And definitely, he was the best Punisher, in my opinion. I mean, as far as the way he looked and the way he spoke and his mannerisms and everything, he was Frank Castle. But most of the roles he played, he was just a really cool guy. And, you know, my headcanon kind of had him as this big 6'3" sort of nice teddy bearish guy. I mean, you know, he's always smiling. He's always cracking jokes. He seemed like he was a genuinely cool guy. So yeah, when he died, his death really, really hit me hard. And there's other actors out there I know that are getting up there in age, and, you know, every day I'm scouring the internet and praying I don't see a death notification. Everybody, let's form a protective shield around James Earl Jones. I'm gonna seriously get fucked up when that one hits, and I know it's coming. But yeah, you know, we build these little head canons, these little images, these little associations around these actors and stuff, and it hurts when they die. You know, Rutger Hauer as Roy Batty. It still breaks me down every single time I hear that Tears in the Rain monologue. I can't help it. To me, that's always going to be the role that I remember him for, and that's kind of the character I love him for. And I know that, you know, in reality, he was, you know, more of a jokey type and really fun-loving and all that sort of stuff. But I have so many of his films that I kind of feel like I know him a little bit because, you know, those guys, I know it's acting, but those guys do bring a little bit of themselves to their roles. And, you know, maybe that's how we develop our headcanons about these people. Is, you know, we see them on the screen and we expect them to be kind of like the characters that they play. Which I guess is why it's such a fucking crushing disappointment when they actually open their fucking mouth on social media and you find out, God, that guy's a fucking moron. But anyway, yeah, hey, how's it going? Saturday, Week in Geek. Let's bring on our panel, huh? I better put Victor on first because, you know, he'll get mad at me if I don't. Hi, Victor.
I have one. Hi.
Yeah.
I'm mad at you anyway, so it's fine.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. You be mad and be black, okay?
Yes.
Mr. Grimm.
It's black and proud, sort of supposed to be.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was black and mad.
Okay.
No.
I thought it was loading prod.
Could be that too. I don't know.
And Grimm, you had a close encounter with your cat, huh?
Yeah. I didn't get up and get breakfast quickly enough. So.
Little bastard let you know, didn't he?
So was it your cat or your wife?
My cat. Well, one of my cats
Yeah.
being pursued by another.
I'm a little scared to let Dying Breed on today. He hasn't had any sleep and he has lots of alcohol, so we don't know what's going to come out of his mouth.
Nobody
Dying
said
Breed.
lots of alcohol. Nobody said lots of alcohol. Define a
I know
lot.
you.
Define a lot.
You're over 6 foot. I know you can drink a lot of alcohol.
Yeah, welcome to the Thunderdome.
There you go. There you go. We have Mr. Ryan David, who I'm very glad is with us.
We don't need another hero.
Yeah.
Speaking of another person,
Mr. McAdee. Yes. We have 2 black people on our panel today. Yay!
Yeah,
we are
and-
blessed.
Yeah.
And to kind of pair it what T-shirt was saying earlier is that a lot did happen this week. Ray Stevenson's passing was slightly overshadowed by the passing of Tina Turner, which was on, I think it was on a Wednesday.
Mhm.
But something that you did bring up, T-shirt, was that the myth of the movie star is pretty much dead, with Tom Cruise being the last movie star existing because
I
of
hate
social media, because
That's the
before
most
social
depressing
media,
thing I've
before
heard all week.
right,
What, did I
Right,
hate Tom
because-
Cruise?
Yes.
What? I do. I've always hated him. I've always hated Tom Cruise.
Let me
No,
explain.
not that you hate him, that he's the last real movie
Oh,
star left.
Okay.
Let Mac finish. Come on.
All right.
But basically, what I'm saying is that because of social media and such, it's that it's killed that veneer of the movie star. That we used to, we always had this mysterious thing with them. But now that because it's so open, they're so open to what they think, what their life is, and such, it ruins that veneer. I don't know
Yeah.
what Ray Stevenson was like if he had social media or something like that, but to hear what T-shirt is saying, it definitely sounds like it's one of those just, kind of part of the old kind of guard, the old kind of have that old mentality of how a movie star is, where they keep personal stuff to themselves. They always try to keep a public image going. They never try to reveal anything personal, and they always try to keep a good nature to them, to anyone that's around them, basically. And I think that's something that is desperately missing and desperately needed in Hollywood today. But the thing is that as we get older, and as our favorite stars are getting older and their time is coming, you see more and more that Hollywood is. You see more and more what It's like every year you see more and more of what Hollywood truly is, and how much of an evil, demonic cesspit it is. And that, if anything, you want, Tinseltown, this industry, to just freaking just get destroyed for what it is, and then just build something on top of that, build something over that, to honor the people, the good people that are still there, the good people who are still working there, the good people in Hollywood who have passed on. You know what I mean? And I think it sounds like Ray Stevenson was that one.
I mean, he's not the only one. There's other guys I
plenty.
definitely idolize, But yeah, he was one of the good ones, I think.
I feel like there's an upside to knowing everything that goes on with these people, though. Because
there it is.
If it wasn't for all the social media, we wouldn't know how much of a fuck up Ezra Miller is.
That's true. That is true.
If it was under the old studio
true.
system, we would still think he was fine and upstanding, and there'd be a few shallow graves somewhere in Nevada to keep it that way.
But, sometimes ignorance is bliss, though. So
ignorance is bliss, and there's a lot of corruption. There's a lot of corruption just hidden beneath the surface.
But it's like there's been actors that have literally been ruined for me just by the way they behave publicly. Like, I used to love Robert De Niro. Like, I'm still a big fan of like some of his older movies, like Heat, the Godfather 2, like all that stuff. But I can't stand him now, and like all his current movies also shit.
Exactly.
So that doesn't help. But
because he's fallen to the severe case of TDS when the Orange Man got in office in 2016.
Yeah,
a lot of people did. And where the hell is Ironcaster?
He's had a personal injury type thing come up, so he may be late if he shows up at all today.
he sprained his beard.
Yeah, we wish him well. We hope he can make it.
He bent the iron. Is that what it is?
Yeah, I almost didn't make it for the show today, or at least I was almost late for it. But the Blade Runner panel, fortunately, Gary managed to cut her down right on time, so I managed to make it.
JS makes a really good point. It used to be that belief, but since all of this, since the past I want to argue since at least the past decade or so, yeah, we've seen Hollywood, we've seen politicians and such for who they truly are, no
Mhm.
matter what side of the aisle you're on.
And most
Don't
of the
trust
time, we're
anyone.
able to hold our nose and
Exactly.
enjoy whatever it is for what we enjoy, for the character, for the work.
Mhm.
But there are cases where you just can't do it, and
No.
it's got to be like communicated. Like, is no one telling them, "Hey, you're cutting dollars out," right? Someone has to have that conversation at the studio, but it's not
Well,
happening.
And
Yeah,
it makes you
I don't know.
appreciate. And I think in Race Saves this case, and I think T-shirt can attest to this, that you appreciate the people who don't blabber. You appreciate the celebrities who don't blabber all the time on social media.
True.
Who keep to themselves a lot of times, who are very, very good to other people when they're whoever they interact with. You appreciate those more, and when it's their time to go, it does hit more.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good about being able to separate
The art
The
from the
two.
artist.
Yes, I'm really pretty good about that. As an actor, I still love De Niro. I'm aware of what he said. I know, and I know some of some things that happened. Some of the other Hollywood celebrities. I still like Bradley Cooper, his films. I don't agree with some of his other takes on things, but I can still appreciate his movies. So I'm just one of those weird people that, because I've got friends that are like that. I had a friend who just absolutely refused to go see this movie with me, and because of who was in it. And I don't. It's a little bit of an alien concept to me.
I've done that.
I don't know.
Oh yeah.
But what's that?
I've done that. There's definitely
Yeah.
there are films I have refused to go see just because of who was in it, and it wasn't necessarily a personal politics thing. It's just because I was just like, oh my god, this guy's in it. This film's gonna suck. I don't want to waste money on it.
Well, and
Well,
in this case, I refuse to watch The Flash just because
Ezra
he's
Miller,
a creep. He's a
Yeah.
complete creep.
he is.
And not even the creep factor. I still haven't seen the new Top Gun, which I understand is fabulous and I would love, but it's Zimu, not my homeboy.
Hey,
Yeah.
no problem.
That's
I haven't seen it either, Ryan, and it's simply because I'll be 100% honest. I don't have any interest. If it takes you 30, 40 years to make a sequel, you didn't need a sequel.
well, I mean, yeah. Admittedly, I didn't like Tom Cruise's religious preferences. That was part of it. But then from what I started to understand about that particular religion is that if you're in Hollywood, that's kind of how to get ahead, is to be part of it.
Well, at least he
Which-
doesn't really talk about it anymore, anyway. So
Anymore. But I mean,
Publicly,
And I said,
right?
Yeah.
and I said last real movie star. I said last real movie star just because I know we can throw Keanu into that factor.
Mhm.
Keanu to me is the last good. The last of the good ones, though, or one of the last few pure people in Tinseltown.
I
think Chris Pratt's pretty good.
Yeah, I was
Chris Pratt's
thinking
pretty
about
good.
Chris
There's that.
Pratt, yes.
Pratt says well, so there's still, I would say, okay, so that probably is.
And he's like
There are
openly
good
Christian
people.
and stuff,
There's
but he
plenty.
doesn't talk about it. And like all that shit that they made up about him, that he's like part of like some mega like homophobic church and stuff, that turned out to be complete bullshit.
Yeah,
Like
Elliot
that
Page is a
pastor
piece of
came out.
shit, so
Yeah, like
sorry.
that pastor came out. It's like, no, he's not a member of this church. What are you talking about? And like, and you still see that every time Chris Pratt gets brought up on Twitter, they still complain about that. So
Freaks.
or
Yeah.
the fact that he said like, oh, I'm glad that I have a healthy baby boy, and then people took it's like, oh, so that or healthy baby girl, whatever it was, his new kid. It's like, oh, so that means that his previous kid that does have like all these health issues is like shit. Like, no, that's not what he's saying.
That's the typical bullshit social media thing, okay? Where you say like, I like oranges. Oh, so you don't like mangoes and bananas and pineapples then,
Yeah,
don't
right.
you?
I do think
Agreed,
that
Dragon. Agreed 100%. His personal journey is amazing.
I do agree with Mac that the modern Hollywood celebrities have taken on. They're trying to brand themselves more than what they already were, and in doing so, they've actually lost the mystery.
I couldn't resist. I couldn't resist. It's
No,
one of my
and
favorite
you know what?
Tyson
You know what?
quotes.
Mike, you know what? Mike's. You know what? And the funny thing is, Mike Tyson's 100% on the money of that because he's been affected by social media big time.
Yeah,
because of it. So,
just funny thing
Mike
is, I love that
100%
dude.
right on that.
Yeah.
I'll be interested to see how things work out for Till Lindemann
From Rammstein? What happened?
from Rammstein. So he's been accused of spiking a woman's drinks and general sexual naughtiness. So essentially, he's been Me
What?
Too'd.
I
Yeah,
hadn't heard that.
And if there's some good come out of this week is that Marilyn Manson did win his case, and he's Evan Rachel Wood's basically being dragged through the mud now.
yeah. That's what I mean. I mean, is he going to end up being cancelled? I think that's less likely in the metal scene anyway. Are people gonna hold on and wait to see if he's actually guilty of anything, or there's any evidence or whatever now? Because after Depp and Manson and a couple of other reasonably high-profile cases, are people going to go back to thinking, innocent until proven guilty?
No, people
true.
don't do that anymore.
I
No,
think
they don't.
Me Too.
I like we're having a situation. I forget what his name is. I think it's Matt Azalea, who was the former punter for the Bills, and he got caught in a huge Me Too allegation. And he was clear. It was clear that he was never even there when the accusation happened. And I'm rooting for him because he is stated clear he's not going to accept a plea. He's not going to accept a payout. That means he is not able to countersue, and he wants to sue the fuck out of every single person who accused him.
Victor, I'm gonna let you do your thing, man, and I'm gonna go right after you.
No,
Okay?
I was just gonna say the Me Too movement, overextended itself anyway because of all the stupid accusations. It started with some legit stuff, and then it was like, we had a bad date,
but then it fell apart.
Yeah. Well, that ended up with we had a bad date, so this guy needs to lose his career. So people don't take that shit as seriously anymore, anyway. So.
All right. Well, see, here's the thing. See, I used to actually DJ for a German club, and I happen to I know a lot more about a lot of these German artists than most people out there. Till Lindemann was originally from East Germany back when there was a wall dividing the country. So he came from some seriously hard shit. Because that was the communist portion of Germany at the time, and the dude grew, to make a living. He was a basket weaver and shit. In fact, that's how Richard Crosby actually met him, is he heard him singing while he was weaving baskets in a market. But they basically lit the world on fire with their fucking music in Rammstein. And Lindemann's in his 60s, and he's still buff as shit. The dude had to actually get himself certified for pyrotechnics and stuff because they love fire so much that they use all the pyrotechnics. He's the one who sets up all that shit. He's been burned so many times. It's unbelievable. But this is the thing, man. That dude does not need to spike anybody's drink to get some pussy.
Yeah,
he does not. Which is why I think this is total bullshit.
But at the same time, Cosby probably didn't need to either. But I know where that went. So you never know. But still, I don't believe it either. I'm just playing devil's advocate here. So
right,
and
it's the whole, and we're and it's an ongoing situation. And you, because you brought up the instant till proven guilty, I'm still with the instant till proven guilty in regards to Jonathan Majors, even though that's still an ongoing process.
And I've heard enough people talk bad shit about Cosby, him being a dick on the sets and stuff like that. So I can almost kind of believe that he would do something fucked up like that. But
regardless, we need to get away from this page 1 accusation, page 20 retraction.
Exactly.
Right? And if you're going to put it on blast, then when you're wrong, you have to own it. Otherwise,
you have to own it.
You're just that fucking Karen with 2 masks driving down the highway today. So
yes.
And that's the thing. It's that's the problem, is that there's no accountability. There's no ownage up to it when the accusations are false or whenever stuff like this comes out, because it's nothing happens to the accuser like maybe they go off Twitter, or maybe they take a hit, but there needs to be some kind of repercussions for making these false things, and it turns out that it is false, and turns out you're just lying.
No, I mean that's
Yeah.
what countersuits are all about.
Yeah,
Well, but that doesn't do any good, right? Like Malaki was saying,
right.
like Manson, doesn't matter that he's been found innocent or whatever, can't get a record contract anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's not going to happen. If
Look
we
at you.
Well, yeah, look at me.
right. Yeah. Greg,
I
you're
didn't do
an
anything.
example. Consider the shit you've been through. Yeah,
Yeah. Or Zach Smith, he might be an arsehole, but nothing has been brought against him in court, but he's mega ultra cancelled everywhere, and he's won 3-4 libel cases now, and it doesn't make any difference,
right.
And even when he
Public
wins
opinion.
money off, and even when he wins money off people, they just crowdfund it, so it doesn't affect them at all. There's not.
There's that one guy that did like the robot molesting on stream that DM that got cancelled. Every time he shows up, he still just immediately gets cancelled, and that wasn't even like actual sexual assault. That was just him being weird and like a live play. So
with safety tools in place.
Yeah,
so
with safety tools in play. Yeah. That actress didn't get upset about it until after all her friends convinced her that it was a bad thing. So I don't know. But I didn't want to get off on that particular tangent.
Sorry
about that.
Heroes with Feet of Clay was my point.
Yeah.
Lindeman's another example, but we don't know what happened. So.
Right.
Yeah. Well, let's hope he's okay on that one, because I mean, I do have something. I was actually going to do it in the intro, but I figured my intro was already running long, so I didn't want to go and get into it. But as some of you guys might know, I am a regular subscriber to Faderhead's Patreon. And a month ago, actually almost 2 months ago at this point, Faderhead sent out an email to all of us fans, and he basically said, hey, I was going to do a live show, but I had such a horrible panic attack that I had to cancel. And he says, I don't know what's going on. He says, but I think it's kind of clear that my body doesn't want me to keep doing what I'm doing. So right now he's on a hiatus. As of yet, we don't know if or when he will return to music, which really, really punched me in the gut, because,
Really?
Yes.
Well, that sucks, because his music is really good.
His music is really good. We have been champions of Faderhead pretty much since the show began. As soon as I started listening to his music and started using it in our intros and all of our other stuff and our outro and everything else. He's always been cool. I've communicated with him on social media, well, through emails and stuff here and there. Keep trying to get him on the show. They keep refusing, stonewalling, whatever. I mean, they got their reasons. I guess we're not big enough yet. There's another reason why you need to subscribe. Help me, guys. You want to get Faderhead on the show? Get me bigger. But
you introduced. I mean, it was because of you that I found out about Faderhead and downloaded some of his stuff and listened to it. It's just, I like it a lot. That's. I hope he works through this.
Me too. I really do. I think he will, because he's but I think he's at that age where he's hitting that kind of crisis point in life where he's like, what am I going to do with the rest of my life, and why am I doing this, and it's too hard for me, and I can understand that.
Dude, I've felt that way for the last 50 years.
I definitely felt that pretty bad this year, more than any other year, but I hope that does not kill any hope we ever have of getting Faderhead on, because I did have a nefarious plan to get him on the show, and then he announced that, and it just kind of like shot that right in the dick. So yeah. So I don't know if you guys want to jump up on Twitter and then yell at Faderhead, it's like, hey man, we love you, or something like that. Maybe he could use some good vibes. Maybe he needs some.
He can get.
I don't get good vibes on Twitter. What are you talking about? It's Twitter.
Excuse me, Victor.
The Dutch are scum.
Yeah.
There you go.
Twitter's been pretty hostile this last couple of, I don't know, 10 days.
Hasn't
Yeah.
it?
Really?
Yeah, more than the usual shit box that it is, right?
Yeah.
There are people that think I'm hollering at them that I'm not hollering at, and everyone's angsty and crazy. I was on. What
was that?
Dungeons
Diversity and Dragons.
Yeah, Diversity and Dragons this week,
Yeah.
and some dude that I don't know who the hell he is. He's claims to be an OSR guy, but he's been around for a cup of coffee and 15 followers called me out. I'm like, I don't get it. Like, there's some major angst going on right now.
Oh shit.
To be fair, I'm kind of privy to that whole thing because I'm in certain groups where that guy is also in. To be fair, you did tweet about him first, from what I saw. So, and then he got salty about that. So, yeah.
We get a lot of shitty tweets our way, and we mask them. I didn't know who it was. Whatever. He's gonna get some reviews of his content on Nerd Cognito. So I say that it 100%. See, I can't even say that because now it's gonna be like no. I say that 100% in jest. Like I said, I don't know who the fuck he is, and anything that comes our way, we give a fair shake to. So
I get some trouble. There's some trouble brewing over in Grimm's neck of the woods. There was a bunch of climate change activists stormed the rugby final in London.
I don't care about sport. They can disrupt that all they want.
That would be interesting.
Mackie,
did they glue themselves to something this time, or
look, if you survive on tofu and sunlight, trying to annoy rugby players is not a good idea.
Mackie, you've confused this channel with one that actually is involved with dealing with serious shit. We are a fucking geek channel, my man. We don't talk about.
Interesting, just because it was a Grimm's neck of the woods. Sorry.
I mean, the price of peanut butter in England probably went up too, but we don't talk about that.
We don't talk about real problems. We can go on with the fact that Target's becoming the new Bud Light.
Oh God! Were you here for that one? I forgot. It's like,
and it's a week before Pride Month.
Oh my God! I can't wait to see how that.
It's gonna be lit this year.
It's gonna be insane.
It's gonna be funny shit, man.
Oh God!
Oh my God!
I'm like an hour and a half drive from the epicenter of it all.
Wait, what? They don't eat peanut butter in Britain?
Yes, we have peanut butter, and yes,
They just put Marmite on everything. What is it, Vegemite?
How would all the Thai immigrants make satay sauce if we didn't?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's why you can't eat peanut butter because they buy it all.
Yeah, it's for a good cause.
Oh, Bud Light, no.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's. Oh my God. Yeah, I wanted to shout out to Dungeon Delver. I threw him an invite if he wants to come on the show. But yeah, he had RPG giant Errol Otis on his show Thursday.
Absolute legend.
It was amazing.
Yes. I had to catch the replay because unfortunately I had forgotten when he announced that I had already committed to being on Immortal Rising Comics. So. But that was fun too. I got to hang out with Shay the Red and Cyborg Valkyrie, and oh my God, they were funny as fuck. It was great. And guys, we have a celebrity. Y'all ready? We have the big Kickstarter man himself.
Oh, we gotta buy him a big dick wristwatch.
Big dick energy man himself, Guardbro.
The guy that stole my idea and made a lot of money.
I thought you were about to say the guy that stole your heart.
Yeah, no.
The guy that stole my heart and my dick.
And we have Ironcaster too.
But also
hey,
my idea.
No, Ironcaster steals hearts.
The guy who stole my idea and took all my money. Thanks.
Yes.
just what we need. More beards.
Well,
oh my God! I realized the mid to bottom row is all beards, baby.
Okay, well, I mean,
only beards down here.
Okay,
I've got a
You
beard
know how
that's
you
called
check
my
the-
wife. Ha ha ha.
There we go.
Oh, bearded white guys. Yep. There you go.
There we go.
like Christian God intended.
I've
Why
got,
am I
like-
next to the elf? Are you saying that I'm beardless
Oh,
like an elf?
yeah. Yeah,
All
put
the
the two
beards
black
are-
guys on the bottom. Put the two
Yeah.
black guys on the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Two black guys on the bottom.
Back of the bus. Back of the
You
bus.
guys go in the back of the chat room.
Actually, I think McEnany has some facial growth, but I don't think he's a beard yet.
Can I at least be moving up so so I don't?
Let's
call
play
it
Link or
How
Twin.
about right there?
There you
Can I go
Get
above
the
the
hang
Thank you.
game, please? So what are we talking about today?
Well, so far we talked about Ray Stevenson's death. We hadn't really discussed Tina Turner so much. I mean, it was sad. I mean, I don't know why. I should have probably felt more upset about her, but I did like her music. I really loved her in
I would say
Thunderdome.
because of her experience. She was a big proprietor in advocating for against spousal abuse.
Yeah.
And she's being honored in such a big way because of that.
Yeah.
I got called a monster because someone said, "Hey, Tina Turner." I was like, "Who?" And I got called a fucking monster. He's like, "Tina Turner."
Who will run Bartertown?
She was so not my fucking my wavelength. Tina Turner, what? Is she a singer? What's going?
What?
Right over
I
my
mean,
head.
it's true. It's like if Billie Eilish died like tomorrow, I would be like, who? I've never really listened
Yeah,
to
it's
her
like
music.
I don't follow mainstream
Yeah.
pop music. Or
Who the
anything,
fuck is
so-
Billie Eilish? What the fuck?
Eilish.
Yeah, exactly.
I still can't decide whether she's attractive or not. It's I'm all on one end of the spectrum or the other.
I just look at the girls
She
who
has
pop up like
days.
there's just
Yeah.
too much. There's just too much. Either there's not too much genuineness from them. There's that hint of. I get that hint of Twitch
What?
ethoughtism.
Oh my
Maybe she's
God.
just a low resolution fox.
I mean, to answer the Billie Eilish question, like
or pop, like pop thought. Sorry.
with those dead eyes.
We have a genuine celebrity here. Hang on. Hey, everybody, Alex Jones.
The Alex Jones
people.
Delver.
I tried to warn you. You wouldn't listen to me. You wouldn't listen to me, but I tried to warn you. They're putting stuff in the healing potions that turns the frogs gay. I tried to warn you, but you wouldn't listen.
Well, it must be true. I'm bisexual, so
And are you a fork?
yes.
Well, I mean,
One day I took too many healing potions and bam, I was sucking dick at the bus fair.
No, it's like
How
one
much?
day.
How many? How much?
One day I have a
experience points did you
sucking
gain from
chest
that?
wound. The next day I have a sucking cock. So
Colloidal silver will help you overcome. The substances that I use is pretty in our water supplies, folks. I tried to warn you. You wouldn't listen to me. No, you called me crazy.
Maybe because it wasn't a plus 20.
oh,
Did you say coital silver?
cool.
Roll
Yes,
to persuade on your idea there, champ.
yes.
Edition ADD will commence again. There you go. Bury your platinum pieces.
Bury your platinum pieces.
Well, you know, you
And
got to
that-
invest.
Now's the time to buy into
Well, we don't
Electrum.
have like an Alex Jones at tabletop right now to go against like
Well,
Watsy and
obviously we do. I mean, you know.
I'm here. That's what I'm trying to warn you, people. I'm trying to warn you. They don't want you to know this information. They don't want you to know. The Tomb of Horrors is a false flag, people. Spheres of annihilation cannot melt steel beams.
That's right. That's right.
Vicious mockery cannot melt steel beams.
It's
Okay.
completely
That
safe
was-
to get into the devil's mouth in Tomb of Horrors.
That's true.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one.
Who actually would be the Alex Jones of tabletop games? Like Pandit or Venger? I don't know. Like somebody like that.
No. Let's not pick on our friends.
No, I'm not picking on them. It's just. I'm
Oh,
not
the
saying
Alex
that-
Jones.
that's
Alex Jones of
you
tabletop?
assuming that's you assuming that I think Alex Jones is bad.
Yeah,
so.
we need
Two-
we
Oh,
need-
Alex Jones of
It's-
tabletop. That'd be me.
We need to go toe to toe with the developer of Thirsty Sword Lesbians.
Some of our fans
No.
can't take a fucking joke to start with, so
Yeah.
No, they can't.
I'm afraid the conversation would be something like this. Hello, you worked on Thirsty Swords Husbands? Yes. Goodbye.
I was expecting more cursing, but sure, let's
See,
go for that.
I bought and read all of Thirsty Sword Lesbians, and I just don't get it. I was just
I'm
like,
still laughing
like,
about that because, like, me and
I went
Arwen,
into it.
because me and Arwen were like, let's make a game together. Marketing. I was like, as long as it's better than Thirsty Sword Lesbians, that's our bar. It can be better than that.
That's not a very high bar.
Exactly.
Though.
If you have a title, you're better than Thirsty Sword Lesbian.
there is one thing in there that made me laugh. Like it's kind of self-aware, but in the wrong direction. Like
In the wrong direction. Exactly.
I probably can't say the big D energy of what they used on this thing, but I was dying.
I'm
Okay,
going, bro. I would say self-aware in the way that it becomes self-indulgent.
Perhaps,
a smug sense of self-awareness.
It's an engorged clit energy.
This is how the conversation with the guy between me and Thirsty Sword Lesbians would go. It'd be like, "Hi, I'm with Thirsty Sword Lesbians. How are you doing?"
Put the boots to him, medium style.
Put the boot to him.
I did a character creation
medium style.
I did a character creation video for Thirsty Sword Lesbians. It's on my channel, and I played it completely straight. And the moment I uploaded it, I lost subscribers.
Well, fuck that shit.
I like how Dungeon Delver's like a little like power chair position. You got the bookshelves and all the miniatures.
Hey, Delver's a legend, man.
I'm in an 8x10 studio. People are like, "Oh, that's such a cool background you have." This is literally all the space I have.
See,
It's his whole room.
You get on top of a washer and dryer to do the show.
Delver, you give off this impression that it's a huge, like, behind you or right in front of you. Is like this.
No.
You have this massive studio. That's what I like to think. You have this.
That's the magic of Hollywood.
Exactly.
Right? Now the curtain's been pulled back, and
Yeah.
the cavernous Delver
Right.
land is now shrunk.
Right. Yeah. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
Heidi Gygax and her husband Eric Garland were like, "Oh, we could totally do like a Kickstarter extra, and we could map out your studio and make it part of the dungeon." Did you ever play a D&D game, with the classic non-repro blue maps, and you see a little square that's like just off of a main hallway, and it's 10x10, and it looks so tiny on the map? That would be the dungeon map of my studio. That would be it. Like there is no, ooh, it's a spooky maze. It's a fucking half of a garage.
I'm convinced.
I'm gonna 10x10 room, an angry halfling is guarding some grimoires.
In theme, though,
I'm going to search for secret doors.
like Delver's on theme.
This wall is lawnmowers.
At least Delver's on theme for what we're doing here. I'm like the eclectic madman cave behind me. You know?
Well, I'm pretty sure Grim broadcasts out of a broom closet. I mean, if he's not sitting on a stack of books, I don't know he's got enough.
Well,
his
I'm
sex
technically-
broom closet.
I'm in my living room. I technically have my
You
kitchen.
tell me that
behind me.
Arncast isn't broadcasted from a waterfall?
Do you guys want to pan? It's your show, T-shirt. I won't seize control.
Well, actually, Grim is panning right now.
I keep expecting Arncast to just jump out of his seat and just jump out to the
Damn it, I missed it.
pool.
Oh my God, those lights! Wow, that's kind of about how I expected his room to
I
look.
feel better that my room isn't as messy now.
How
I
things
feel
are
that
here.
much better.
Casa Delve. Hang on. I'll get mine.
Okay, hang on. Let me blow you up there.
Oh, God, it's like found footage of geeks.
You know, we just talked about destroying the illusion of Hollywood, and here we go. We're panning our basements and garages and bedrooms.
Exactly.
Don't expect me to do that.
In 2 days, there'll be an article on the internet about how people started throwing up when they watched The Week in Geek.
No, they won't. They won't. They will not. And I will tell you why.
Oh, I like the Star Wars poster.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So wash your dryer.
It is laundry time.
Yep.
I'm always happy seeing
Watch your
stuff like
smalls
this.
while you paint your miniatures.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm always happy seeing stuff like this because it makes me realize that, you know what, I'm actually pretty tidy.
That's true.
That's what that was meant to be. Oh, I'd show you mine. I'd have to take down my green screen, but I think you guys have seen it before.
Oh, Max going for it. Max going for it.
The best looking. See, you can't say that as like the ugliest thing.
Wait. Max doing digital blackface.
Blackface T-shirt.
I hope that
it
was
is
your
digital.
finger.
Your face is black. So
And then McKinney drops the fucking B word. Let's say you stupid burnt.
Oh, looks like we
Okay.
established that I'm still the black guy.
But, you know, we're on YouTube, so I can't even see the N word with the A.
please don't.
Okay.
McKinney, has anyone ever told you you really are a beautiful man?
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So you can't. The moment I turn my camera, see the moment I turn my camera on. Here's the thing: the moment I turn my camera on, any interest saying that this is a messy Week in Geek is like, no, we have a handsome black man on the top of the corner.
Yeah, your milkshake brings all the geeks to the yard.
There we go. Everybody's got our cameras on.
And they're like, damn right, he draws waifus.
hey, that's Fran from Reincarnated as a Sword, man. Awesome anime.
We've established now though that I am the blackest guy on the stream. So.
Excuse me? Where it matters.
Excuse you?
Where it matters. He has stolen a black man's penis and sewed it onto his own. He's black.
There you go.
Matters.
And a black heart.
I gotta look at the bottom left corner. I gotta look at the bottom right corner of the screen. Look at Victor right now.
It's the actual reason why Victor's disabled. It's because every time he has a heart on, it draws all the blood from his brain and he passes out.
What's that?
That should turn white or
sound, Victor? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Each step, little.
They call me the tripod.
There you go.
It's like a small child slapping a ham every step.
The way my position's camera, it's like Garbro is looking at me, and then I can look over. Grim's like turn over to looking at me up on the top of me. Like
watch this fucking white dude just mean mugging me the entire stream.
Exactly.
Exactly.
They call you the tripod because you've been rammed by the British Navy, and all you can say is "Ooh la!"
Yeah. Ooh la!
Shit.
Oh, you asked how you say that in Dutch, T-shirt? Driepoot.
Yes.
Driepoot.
Listen,
Driepoot.
I'm telling you, around whites.
T-shirt, what is that underneath your figurines?
This?
Yes.
This is a mouse pad. This is from Reincarnated as a Sword.
So it's not.
That, my friend, is
it's
called
not a booby mouse pad. Is that what you're saying?
No, it's just no booby.
I've got wrist problems. Okay, I need it.
Yeah,
that's a booby mouse pad.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Also, Don Paleo just said it's not Christmas.
I was actually going to show these off a little bit later, but
So is this the part of the show where we all now suddenly show off our mouse pads?
sure.
And our body pillows.
I don't have a body pillow.
I have a Fortnite mouse pad because of
Here, hold on.
I have a
I need a new mouse pad, but thanks for
I've got
reminding me
a
that.
desk pad, so I can't show it off. And if I pan the room, I've got
my LED
like 50 Masters of the Universe that need.
Oh no, he does have a body pillow.
Oh my god, he does.
Is it a centaur? Is it a centaur? Nice.
Hey, T-shirt.
What?
You have completely lost fucking control of everything.
I have the inmates are running the asylum tonight. It's okay.
Oh my god!
Has your view count jumped up? Has your view count jumped up?
Actually, it dropped by one.
Yeah. Where the fuck is Nurse Ratchet? My god.
I don't know. I love Ryan's Macho Man T-shirt though. That's a win.
Say, if it did jump, I was gonna say
cream rises to the top.
Oh
yeah, brother. Yeah. The cream.
I cannot do that anymore though.
It makes
me feel better that most of us are fat motherfuckers here.
Well, we all like
geek. We're hitting that nerd trope right now.
We
all
like
10 pounds.
that bod proudly.
We do. Although we would really like to look like this.
I love
that shit's too much work.
They all make fun of us. They all make fun of us as some kind of incels or something. Lives in our mother's basement. It turns out we're all chads.
Oh my god!
I am not going there.
He's not begging on the stream.
Where's General Custer?
Oh,
I am so blinded by whiteness.
Did the sun come out? I can't see.
And he claims he's
Jesus.
Native American.
That's whiter vanilla
Jesus.
ice. That's whiter
Okay.
vanilla ice in the white
Guys,
snow.
we have to take a break for just a second here. We have to take a. This is for you, Ironcaster, just for you.
ダメよダメなのよあんたが好きで好きすぎてどれだけ強いお酒でも歪まない思い出がバカみたい
What in
I
the
have not-
speed racer was that?
T-shirt, you just gave me the idea of like some high school girl anime based off of Week and Geek, based off of all of us.
All I'm gonna say is I have not seen that much white meat since Thanksgiving dinner.
Oh my God.
Ironcaster, listen, don't listen to the haters. You have firm and supple bosoms, so you know.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, you got pink nipples and such. I was like,
There are young women who would kill for those.
I don't think
I would too, just not on me. It's like-
Yeah, you should definitely draw us all as anime schoolgirls, Matt.
There you go.
Will mine have
Yeah.
like a big dick? Because that'd be funny.
I'm thinking a sort of Oni Chambara vibe.
Right.
Look, the question is not Fuda yes or no. The answer is yes. The question is balls yes or no.
Yeah.
True. True.
That is true. Yes.
He's
actual
absolutely
question-
right.
I'm going to have to be an outlier. Dick does not make everything better.
Ah, yes. Of the podcast. Buddha ball, yes, no. And
No, but-
4 hours later, I'm telling you, bro, you don't understand, man.
God both food on this
right now.
Look at Delver down here. He's like, what the fuck am I?
Let's be real here. Let's be honest here. This is the shit that they cannot pull up. The reason that we have this writer strike right now is they cannot pull off this kind of content that we can do. They not, this is real authentic here.
Oh my
No
God.
teleprompter. We don't write any of this. This is off the cuff. They can't
I
match
get-
that. Audio can't match that.
I get fucking TSR veterans on my show every week. People cries because he makes like $1 million less a month because some power book wielding, latte drinking androgyne won't write jokes.
This is how we do it. This is how we
I'm better than we are better than that bullshit.
I will tell all y'all. I will tell all y'all right now. If this was high school, we'd be hanging out together.
Well,
that's what
Week and Geek is, guys.
My black friend. My black friend.
Let's not go there.
How many times?
I can be the foreign exchange student or something.
There you go. How many times have I said it though? I mean, that is what Week and Geek is. We are basically the lunch table at your high school because we're all like a bunch of fucking geeks and shit who haven't grown up yet.
Except we don't get
You
we don't get beat up by jocks or anything. We able to fight back.
Yeah, I mean, well,
Again, except for Vic, he gets beat up by cock all the time.
Stop too, in both ways, especially in his locker.
Now, if I was in an American high school, I'd be like a giant, so nobody would mess with me.
True.
All you guys are tiny, so.
Sorry, what was that, Victor?
What, sorry?
You said something about me being tiny. I just my 6'3", 280-pound ass has something.
I'm also 6'3", so we're even. So we can be the tall bros.
Look, all I've got to say is I am scratching my back right now. So
I actually think I'm the smallest person on this entire stream. I'm only 5'9".
Something.
Yeah, I'm 5'9". I'm sorry, I'm a Mexican. Okay, we don't get tall.
Yeah.
Except
I'm
except
6'2".
Yeah, so you're
I'm
6'2". Yeah.
5'11", so we're just
When Mexicans get tall, we turn into shit like Giant Gonzalez and turn like 7 foot. Yeah, and then you
just
can't
won't stop
understand what we're saying.
growing.
It's
You're
because
not
they
the
sacrifice-
shortest. You're
Past
the most
6'1" in
kawaii.
Mexico, you have to wear a luchador mask from that point forward.
Pretty much. I mean, it's like, you know, you see that motherfucker selling oranges, and he's like, buy oranges now.
He's like,
Buy orange, or I fight you. Buy
Now
oranges.
get your T-shirt like Raiden in Metal Gear Survive with the freaking poncho.
It's because you guys sacrificed all the tall dudes on top of those jungle pyramids because like it was probably like lucky or something to like, you know, like, oh, it makes the corn grow faster when we cut these
On top of those jungle pyramids.
Jungle pyramids.
Oh,
You know,
keep going. We gonna be taken down real quick.
You gotta have long bones when you're making your throne of bones. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. You need long bones.
I'm writing an encounter that's a jungle pyramid.
Only a European can be so derisive. You and your fucking jungle pyramids. Like, what the fuck?
that right there is exactly the reason I love Victor. Oh my god.
All the best girls are hanging out at our table. So.
Well, we wish anyway.
Because we have jungle pyramids. Yeah, we
have jungle pyramids. And we sacrifice
in the living room right now, hearing this through the wall, going, "What the fuck is he doing?"
Dying breed, you're killing me. I quit Tuesday.
We are the
smoking.
We are the breakfast.
Oh, dude,
tabletop,
dude.
tabletop YouTube channels.
No, Ryan. Nobody likes a quitter, man.
Hey, I just got a package. Hang on. Let me see what I got.
Don't let the cigarettes win, Ryan. Smoke them all for the.
Not through fault of my own. One of my queens has a new medication that precludes it from being in our lifestyle anymore, and so we just don't want to have them in the house. So
skill issue.
Yeah. What are you doing? Are you doing like a patch or something, or?
Like everything else, I just quit. I've
So
quit a couple of times before cold turkey, and it sucks for 2 weeks, and then my mindset is I just get the fuck over it, right? So.
Oh, who just left?
So you're gonna be a cranky bitch next week.
I used to smoke. I used to smoke at my peak about 70 cigarettes a day, and I quit cold turkey. I just quit from one day to the next, and then I got fat. So.
Hey, T-shirt.
Yep.
70. You got 13,
Let me get him.
You got 13 watching right now, and you got 18 likes.
But I only have 13 watching. I went from 15 to 13. And oh my gosh,
Still,
I don't know if I should.
Numbers, man. Still, you getting numbers from doing this.
A lot of people watch some playback.
Wait a minute. I didn't order this.
Show us body pillow.
I did not order it.
Sexual sacrifice.
So that's what Weekend Geek is going to start turning into. Is that what it is?
I did not order that. Okay.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, you sure about that?
Yeah, you didn't. Yeah,
I
you
swear
didn't.
to God, it's not mine.
It's not mine, baby. It's not mine.
What's this tube of lotion that somebody shipped me?
You mean this one?
Silicone-based lubricant.
There we go.
Why is there a package on my doorstep that dildos are us?
The only kind of lotion endorsed by the Weekend Geek.
Hey, son, what the fuck's a bad dragon? Dad, don't look at it.
I was going to ask you, Godbo.
It?
I was going to ask you, Godbo. You have the Centaur body pillow. Do you have the Bad Dragon Centaur flashlight? Or
Now listen. I didn't buy this. A fan sent that shit
just
to
lucky,
me.
I guess.
A fan sent it.
Yes, an Australian sent me that fucking body pillow straight from
What
China.
an Australian?
Okay. Also, you're saying that somebody could buy you the Bad Dragon? Okay.
Okay.
Whoa. Back up. An Australian sent you a body pillow from China.
Like he ordered it from China, sent direct.
God bless Amazon.
That came in a black plastic trash bag wrapped in duct tape with a fucking label slapped to it. That's what how they sent it.
Bro, open that cover and make sure there's not a corpse in there.
God.
Guys,
this is brilliant,
we do have some stuff to talk about, but also since the panel is here, I have some memes that I would like to show you so you can rate, please. Yes, memes.
Better not be racist.
Little guys rape my
Yes, they're totally right.
Better not be racist.
Yeah.
They're extra racist.
Wait, use the Jinx memes.
The racist, I want no part in them.
Okay, you ready? Here we go. Here's the first one.
I mean,
Okay.
you're not wrong.
This is relevant.
You're
This is
wrong.
relevant. Hold on. In
You're not wrong.
the war game called Song of Ice and Fire, there's a new unit called the Mormont She-Bears. Every model is built like a big burly version of this fucking character. I shit you not. It's a whole. It's a whole unit of muscle mummies, bro.
She is the very reason to why I say step on that like button on my channel.
There you go. There you go. All right.
But apparently they made her a lesbian now, so.
Yeah, I don't get that why the LGBT community claims her, but not like like legit people like Elizabeth Bathory,
Or Dahmer, they both are cannibals.
Or Dahmer.
Yeah. Okay.
They're both gay. They're both cannibals. I mean, what do you want?
Yeah. How about this one?
Well, it's probably because they got turned on by her final form. That's what I'm saying.
Is that a woman?
Well, I believe so. Look at the boob armor.
I was gonna say there's tit armor.
Yes.
The problem is, if you hold your hand over the boob armor, you see a fucking dude. That's a goddamn Primark sitting there.
She's got a jawline like Leslie Headland.
Oh, that's sad but true.
It's ma'am.
Sorry.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
So this is not a good meme then. Bad meme?
No, bad.
Hello, my name is Stephanie.
There has to be a specific look. There has to be a specific look with Amazonian.
Okay, well this next one. This next one is so pixelated, I don't even know if it'll show up on screen, but let's try it. Here we go. I mean,
I'm sensing a pattern.
I'm not sure where you're going with this, but
does this mean no?
Now, see,
That's a no.
Not even
that's that's going to be a no for me, dog.
This man T-shirt said on stream, I can't enjoy this picture because I can't suck on her toes. We know what kind of guy he is. All right.
Well,
you do have a point.
You might as well be
I can't
screwing
suck
a
on
slab
those
of beef
talons.
jerky at that point.
I like what I
You're not
like.
into
Okay.
feet too, are you?
Are you trying to kink shame me, sir?
I am. You dirty
Please,
fucker.
I enjoyed enough stuff on Wednesday. Please.
that one I like.
That was
That one I like.
Holy shit. Every episode of fucking One Piece, the villain groups.
Yes. Yes.
Every
I
time.
just wonder how many tattoos that dude's got and what those tattoos are saying.
He's got room for more.
Not Grim. This guy here is like, come on, England, let's get some fucking goals. That's this dude
like
right
how
here.
the most innocent girl in this picture is like all squeezed up against the wall.
Yes. Because everybody else is terrifying her.
The only normie there.
Runs out of space. He eats
I feel like this is all of us in Arwen, like on that list.
She's like, I was just coming to go to the bathroom.
The guy on the right has hard like Norfolk vibes, dude. Just like
Norfolk.
Exactly.
Love me Queen, love me footy. Simple as. This is what their vibe was.
I'm not racist. I just don't like him.
I'm not racist. I just don't fucking like him. Fucking
All right.
This is like an entire vibe.
All right, so let's
What more
segue.
names you got? What you got?
We're gonna do a Lucas segue real quick. So let's refresh into
They're
it.
dissolving this thing in a molten salt, and they're doing electrochemistry on it. Why don't they call it molten salt? They want.
There we go.
What?
All right, Casper, I think I see George Lucas in the background.
No,
that was a random documentary that had nothing to do with George Lucas, and he just showed up in the background.
He had nothing to do with it.
They had no fucking clue. They had no clue. They thought that was like the intern accountant or some shit.
And it's still better than the sequel trilogy.
Exactly.
Chicago, and he just kind of like was out and about one day.
Yep.
Still better than Indiana Jones 5.
Oh.
I've heard it got panned
No, there's
hard,
no
dude.
such thing as Indiana Jones 5. There's only 3 films.
There's only 3.
That's true. There's only
That is
3 films.
correct.
And the TV show.
Yes, so there is a remake of Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater that was shown.
Why?
That's hence why I said, played that clip.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean why? Because Konami can't come up with anything else. I mean, it's like it's either endless pachinko machines or it's
Have only one note.
Yeah.
Or Yu-Gi-Oh.
T-shirt wants a Week and Geek pachinko machine. So
Why not? I mean, hell, Konami would probably make it. Oh, we make a we could geek a pachinko machine. Yeah,
I wonder if they're gonna redo all the voice lines, or if they're just gonna use all the old ones.
They're gonna say, they're gonna mess up Big Boss's character, right?
Oh yeah, you know it. But I don't know. I'm actually sort of halfway kind of excited. I mean, I've already played Metal Gear and Metal Gear Solid 2, but I never got to play Snake Eater, so I'm happy I'll get to play that finally. After I don't remember how many years.
Well, now this is a remake of 3, not 1 and 2, right?
Well, no, this is Metal Gear Solid, Metal Gear Solid 2, and it's Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater.
Metal Gear Solid, more solid.
Yeah, but 3 is the one that's doing a full-blown remake of it, though, or is it all 3?
No, 3 is the one where it's the prequel where he's in the jungle.
Spoilers.
It's been out for over 30 years. It's not a spoiler at this point.
I haven't played it.
Well, that's not telling you,
bruh.
Going into the plot.
This series has been out for 3 decades. You gonna be calling spoilers?
What system did Metal Gear come out on first? It actually came out on Famicom originally because there was a Metal Gear on Famicom which became the Nintendo, and I remember I bought that game and thought it was really cool. And then they came out with the second one, which is Snake's Revenge, which was not good. But
I had the first one on Nintendo, and I could never get past even just the second guard. That shit was hard.
Yeah, it was hard. The
LDS
one.
It was fun.
It reminds me of that review of Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man 2, and they were like, "Don't spoil it, motherfucker! It's on the poster."
Yeah. Oh my gosh!
I played the first Metal Gear. I played the second one. Did not like the second one. Loved the first one.
Now, T-shirt,
never played the third one.
No, T-shirt. Ironcast. Let me ask you all this.
What?
Did you like that trailer for Phantom Blade?
Who?
Phantom Blade.
There's your answer.
Okay, I'll see if I can pull it up.
No. We're not going to show any trailers off. We're not going to show any trailers off unless I have a chance to run it through YouTube's copyright system first, because I don't want to get it claimed. Because every time I show a fucking trailer, it's like YouTube's like, you've been copyright claimed by
dare show our trailer, you scum! Yeah, it's always the same.
You've used music from our trailer and shown off our intellectual properties. You must pay us.
I'm not going to show any. I think it's fine though.
Yeah, no. To answer your question, yeah, no, it looks like fun.
It looks fun.
Take your $4.
Because I showed the trailer that they dropped for Street Fighter 6 right at the end of my morning show on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited. That comes out next week, and I've never been excited for fighting games. I haven't
played a fighting game since the PlayStation 2, probably. So.
Well, then you aren't in this conversation. No, just kidding. But,
apparently.
Be gone, you big dick thought. Bye.
Yeah, there's already reaction videos to this.
Take your
stream, so I think you're fine, man.
Take your Kickstarter money and go spend it on hookers in the red light district of Holland. You Dutch.
I only made 5,500. It's already gone. I'm not like God, bro, who made
I knew it. I fucking knew you were gonna do it. I
motherfucker. Even though we had the exact same concept and everything, but I only made a fraction than he did. But I'm not salty about it. It's fine.
You lack the big dick energy, sir.
Maybe if your beard was longer, my friend, you'd make more money.
That is true.
That's what it is. Well, actually, if Guardbro shaved off his beard and put on glasses, he would kind of look like Victor a little bit.
Okay, now look, I can show you pictures of me in the army without a beard. It's fucking weird. I look like 30 years younger. Hold on, I'll try and find it.
You look like you're 20 now.
What?
How old do you look? Fucking.
If this is your 20s, this is a hard rundown 20, bro. I look at the coal mines though, 10 years old.
To be fair, a T-shirt just probably looks like Danny Trejo, so you know.
Well,
Danny Trejo.
Actually, people always think I'm like 20 years younger than I am, so I'm always happy about
cocaine.
that. I mean, I actually got carded the other day. I thought it was quaint.
This times have changed. Women can do things now. That's what picture T-shirts saying.
Yeah,
Victor says I look like Brian James from like Fifth Element in those movies. Brian James.
Well,
Victor
you
says
do.
I look like it. Yeah.
You do.
And then I have other people tell me that I look like Daryl from Storage Wars.
Growing up, I've been told I look like John Forrest Whitaker.
Not agree.
Well, at least you don't.
Whitaker.
At least you don't look like.
Do the thing with your eye.
I can't.
At least you look like Jonathan Majors.
Delver, aren't you glad you dropped by today?
I'm sorry, you guys are breaking up. I may have to drop out and come back in. I don't.
Okay.
Sorry, we're hitting interference.
Going Shatner.
I've got a couple of things. I've got a couple of things that we can talk about. First off, is how do we feel about Wizards of the Coast announcing the book price increase?
Fuck them.
I don't give a shit.
Let's go around the table. Wait.
At Wizards of the Coast, I'm certainly not encouraging anyone to raise the black flag and look for things through other means.
Bill, we have a process for this. Hold on. Let's let everyone individually. Yes. Victor.
Yes.
Yes. What do you think of Wizards of the Coast's price increase?
I mean, it might make people buy them less. So I mean, the faster Wizards of the Coast crashes, the better it is. So I'm fine.
Okay. That's good. Mr. Dying Breed, what do you think?
Well, here's my take on it. Number one, you got to realize that Wizards of the Coast, you're talking about a corporate structure, so they're maximizing profit and they have high overhead. I think this is only going to be good for indie creators in the long run. In the short term, I think that your diehard WotC fans probably just going to shell out the extra money. Particularly here in the States, we've had this inflationary spike. Everything costs more. People are just kind of, I don't know if they're used to it, but they're certainly accepting of the fact that, hey, everything costs like 20% more now, so I'm just going to have to pay it.
Food.
So I mean, that's kind of my take on it. Honestly, bottom line, I think it's kind of a non-issue, except that I do think it will help indie creators because I still think that a lot of the costs comparatively are low for a lot of products.
Oh, well, you're an indie creator, Mr. GM. What do you think?
I am indeed. So I think we should be paying more for RPGs, considering the value for money that we get out of them.
Oh.
However, I think this is a cynical move on the part of Wizards. It's part of this whole greedflation thing, and they've said that they're going to double down on extracting money from the collector market when it comes to things like Transformers and stuff like that, and they were going to double down on gouging money out of their tabletop audience. So I don't know that this has much to do with inflation or shipping or whatever, because those prices are all coming down and the paper shortage is going away. So it seems like opportunism. But I am hoping that it does allow the rest of us to raise our prices a little, because wages and prices really haven't changed that much since 2000. So, we're many years overdue, and it would be nice to be able to pay people more for writing and so on. So, and at the moment, the only way you can really afford to pay people a decent rate is if you have a virtue signaling product that does well on Kickstarter. And then people aren't paying for the product, they're paying to feel like a good person for 5 minutes. So, yeah.
Okay. Delver, you have some strong opinions about this
one. Well, I mean, to give a serious answer and to kind of step away from the, yo ho ho, raise the black flag for just a minute. I I think Grim Jim's actually kind of got the right of it. I'd like to think that economically a rising tide is lifting all boats in this case, that we can't all but do better, but to look historically at the prices of, TSR was the 800-pound gorilla. You can love or hate D&D, but it doesn't matter. Because historically they've been the 800-pound gorilla in the RPG market. And the 1970s, for those of you who are younger than me, which, I mean, all kidding aside, is probably most of you, they were an ugly time financially in the United States. And yet, these books that went for $14.99, $15.99, I think $15.99 for the basic sets, and so on by 1980, 81, sold like hotcakes. Okay. And that's the equivalent of saying a book that costs $50 or a book that costs $60. And you leverage that against wages of what people were making then. And those books are at least as expensive as what Wizards is pushing out now. Now, yeah. I want to be 100% clear. I don't want anybody to interpret what I'm saying and say, "Oh no, Wizards, that's cool. Yeah, no, they're fine. They're fine." Cool. But the reality is that prices have not changed that much. But, and let me conclude with this: TSR marketed stuff that people wanted and stuff that didn't make this side of the aisle and this side of the aisle scream at each other about the content. We all just got together and gamed, and we were happy to have stuff that came. And that rising tide did lift all boats. GDW came along because they saw a need that wasn't being filled by TSR's fantasy games. Tunnels and Trolls came along because they thought they could do it faster, simpler, lighter than Dungeons and Dragons. All these companies blossomed in this great garden when money in the United States, which at that time, and it may still be the truth, I haven't looked at it, was the major consumer of tabletop hobby games. You had stagflation, you had a Reagan recession, and D&D just boomed and boomed and boomed. In this space we're in now, Wizards of the Coast seems hell-bent on driving that wedge of putting sides against each other, either with or against us, further and further. So, and with the OGL missteps and everything else, I don't think it serves them to have done this right now from a PR standpoint. Financially, I can't argue with it. I am in 100% agreement with you, Grim Jim, but from a PR standpoint, I think it's a bad move, and I think this is going to hurt them in the medium term in a time when no company needs self-owns. You look at Budweiser breweries, you look at Disney, you look at Target, and that's just my feeling on it. I'm afraid that if I don't cut it off here, I'm just going to eat in everybody. But that's what I think about it.
Okay. I'm almost afraid to ask, but Ryan?
I actually have more of a lukewarm view of this whole thing. It's kind of a non-event for me, and I think for the hobby, generally speaking, because they have timed it with all of the inflation, that it is a practical time to increase the price. Now, I'm not Wizards' #1 fan. I'm not preaching, go buy these books by any means. But I think that their timing on the price increase isn't going to impact perception of them as, and I guess I disagree with Delver where he's, you don't want to make a negative move. I don't think that this is going to be perceived as such a huge negative move once the dust sort of clears. I think it does serve a second purpose, and I don't think that anyone would disagree that Wizards has this new strategy that is a push for digital, and this is bolstering that strategy. So it's kind of like when you sell a product as a loss. It's the quarter stake in Old Vegas, where you're getting them in and you're shifting them to the product that you want. So, yeah, I'm going to take a loss on this T-bone steak, but they're going to drop $50 in a slot machine. Yes, I'm going to take a loss on possibly my market share for book customers, but that is going to push people into the cheaper, more modern option, which is their VTT and their digital products. So,
Agree.
you know, little conspiracy theory, surprise, surprise.
Oh,
But,
no.
you know, from the just surface view of it, $10 is $10. From the grander perspective, I think that they're willing to, in a time where they've already gone through the mud 2 and 3 times, they're willing to eat just a little more shit on the short term to pay off a long-term vision.
Okay. Caster, you usually have a pretty balanced view on these things.
I mean, yeah, to take all things into consideration, they've already gone through the mud. I mean, look, we've joked about every week there's a new Wizard of the Coast story, and it's a matter of no matter when they were going to do the price increase, it was going to be received negatively because obviously, for obvious reasons of, well, the price is going up. At this point, they might as well. The fact is, the books haven't actually really increased too much in price over the last decade or so, and so in a way, it was kind of eventually necessary. That they might as well rip that Band-Aid off. The damage has already been done to the brand, and I don't think anyone's gonna like hold a price increase in like this over their heads, like say some of the OGL things, like say the Spelljammer thing, like say potentially the upcoming Planescape book. Like this was a matter
box set, quote
yeah,
unquote.
It's another Spelljammer situation.
Yeah,
minus the Hadozi.
Yeah, minus the Hadozi. Minus
Most
the
normies
racism.
aren't gonna care.
Guard, you got anything to say about this one?
I mean, it is what it is. People who are going to buy this will, but let's be fair, quite frank here. No one spent money on D&D stuff. Everyone either went on 4chan and stole it, or they just used an app and didn't pay for it anyway. I mean,
yeah.
like everyone else said through here, you know, they do need to charge more for their stuff because they got to afford their 15 dozen sensitivity readers and all the equity folks who are currently poking their fingers in the pie. But I don't know why they're upping prices because I would say it all the time, only DMs buy stuff. Players don't buy a damn thing.
No.
And more than likely, the players are going to stick with their little apps on D&D Beyond and what have you, and they're not going to spend money on these damn books. So I think it's a big fucking moot point. And really, and I know everyone has their own opinion on it, and like, oh, Garbro, shut the fuck up, you know what you're talking about, you know. But it's one of those things where I see these people in the wild, and they won't buy the soda from the game store. They go, they're bringing all their own food and all their own snacks, take up an entire table, leave trash, and then fuck off when they're done. Like, it's that kind of people, you know. And you can try and fight to try and pull money out, like trying to pull a skin off, but you're not. You're not going.
I agree. Mac, do you have anything on this one, or?
I don't really have much to say, but I will put a comparison. Is that I was scrolling through Twitter and I'm seeing people trying to make the argument of, you know, games being priced at $70 or $80, and I don't see a strong case supporting that because it's just like you're not. Because, you know, you look at developers, it's like, what are you providing for $70 or $80 is worth that?
Exactly.
I think in some cases you could probably see that with WotC right now. What is WotC providing that is worth the price tag? It's worth increasing the price tag. You know, I see them as the Bud Light / Target of tabletop right now. So I don't really see them having to. No matter if you do a price increase or, and let's go the other way, a price decrease, because it's not going to bring those customers back. It's not going to. You've soured a lot of goodwill in regards to that, and I think that's what's going to hurt. This is going to hurt them more than it's helping them in the long run, and they're already being damaged and hurt in the long run as we speak.
Yeah, I agree. So from my perspective, it kind of feels weird to just be showing this. So hang on. Yeah, there we go. From my perspective, yeah, I honestly agree with everybody here. I think that this was inevitable. It was going to happen anyway. because of the fact that they have incurred additional costs with having to now hire and keep on staff sensitivity readers to make sure that their stuff can pass the muster so that they can, their new audience that they're trying to cater to will keep buying their stuff if in fact they were really buying their stuff to begin with. I have my doubts. Yeah, the 2%. Yeah.
They were not.
No.
Yeah.
You've seen the
I don't think
performance
they
of their last 8 covers. They're not.
Look what happened to Marvel.
Yeah.
I mean, the people
Nobody
that-
else is buying them anymore either. So yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, to me, this is like almost like a natural outcome of everything else. They have been trying to make as much money off of all this as they can. You know, they've already said, you know, that the thing is under monetized as it is. They tried to pull the shenanigans with the OGL, and that backfired tremendously on them. So when they couldn't get the money out that way, they looked for other things. You know, they were trying to hook up their deals with Kickstarter, with you know, just all the little backhanded shit. You know, I don't think the D&D movie probably performed as well as they would have liked it to. So I mean, you know,
figures. Oh my god.
Yeah, the figures are terrible.
I think if the
okay.
I was going to say, I think if the quality was there, it would be easier for them to get away with it. But Spelljammer was trash.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
It was.
And I don't have high hopes for Planescape or
No.
anything else they've got lined up. So, yeah. I did crunch the numbers, by the way, quickly. Sorry, I'll give way to you, Victor. I did crunch the numbers. So back in 1978, for all 3 books of AD&D First Edition, you'd have paid a grand total of about $32, which in today's money would be around $150. So, but the books about half the size, weren't full color. You know,
Smaller font, though. Way smaller fonts. So, you know,
and production was more costly then as well.
Right.
So,
Yeah. Well, that's the thing too. It's like everything that they do now is being cycled through China, so they're paying pennies on the dollar in bulk for their books. You know,
and this isn't going to affect, you know, Amazon's wholesale cost by maybe $1. It's going to affect my FLGS's wholesale cost by probably 20%. So, you know, there's the other end of the conspiracy theory, which I intentionally held back, and I'm not going to get angry.
But you're brewing, I can tell.
I think when it comes to like the real normies, the people that just saw like D&D on like Stranger Things, and it's like, oh, I'm gonna check this out. They're not gonna care if a book is 60 or 70. They're not aware of the quality. They're not aware of like historical pricing. They just go to the store. It's like, oh, it's 60 or 70. Okay, whatever. I'll pick it up.
The Stranger Things set, by the way, Vic, is over $100.
Yeah, but no, I just mean like the ones that like they get vaguely interested in D&D because they see it in pop culture, and they're like, I'm gonna go out to Barnes and Nobles and pick up, you know, the 5e like 3 core books. They're not gonna care if it's 60 or 70. Like they're not aware of anything. The ones that are a little bit more aware, you know, even just like normies that are actually interested in continuing to play D&D, they will eventually notice like, hey, this is shit. Like, you know, Spelljammer doesn't even have any spaceship rules. Like, why am I paying like $70 for this? So I think it's just gonna spiral into them losing more and more of an audience. They already lost like the hardcore, like the people that have been supporting D&D like since like the 1970s, 80s, 90s, early 2000s, whatever. And they're just gonna lose like an ever more like, you know, chunk of audience, if that makes sense, until all they have left is those like normies that basically is like, yeah, I saw this on fucking the Big Bang Theory.
Yeah,
but I think there's 2 points to be made to that. Number one is that and I've said it before, WotC is banking on a future market here.
Yeah.
They're not banking on us. And they're not banking on current players. They're banking on a future market, and the VTT and everything else is going to roll into this. The second point that I would make would be that, you know, video game companies have been doing this same shit forever.
Right.
And I mean, I can tell you, I have bought Skyrim 5 fucking times.
Me too.
Okay. So, I mean, I think when you get to that point, I mean, it kind of makes sense considering some of their people are now who used to work for Microsoft are kind of, when you talk under monetized, let's monetize this thing. And like Ryan said, it's perfect opportunity because everybody knows about the inflation. So this is a good way to kind of mask it in a sense. Right. But I mean, that video game mentality of, well, yeah, I'll buy the enhanced version, or I'll buy this version, or I'll buy this version, or whatever. I mean, it translates over into that. And then especially when you're dealing with a market like Victor said, who doesn't know the history, then, I mean, I don't see that they're going to go wrong with this, honestly.
Well, I've got something on this one too, Victor. I'm sorry. Let me jump on this one. Okay. So I was thinking about this myself during the last couple of days. Castles and Crusades is their own printer. They have their own printer. They print their own books. Yes, they're not as big as Wizards of the Coast, but because of the OGL fiasco, Castles and Crusades is suddenly getting bigger, and they're printing more often. But I notice that these guys, even though they're printing it themselves, they're printing locally inside the United States. They're not outsourcing to China. They're not necessarily doing the volume that they would be doing through China, but they're always managing to consistently keep the prices cheaper for a much better looking, better written product than Wizards of the Coast. And I mean, yeah, they put out their share of, modules and stuff like that, and, stuff that you really don't need, but their core stuff is solid as a rock. I will stand on that. And the other thing too is somebody mentioned college textbooks. Okay, this is Frog God Games website, and I own this particular book, Bard's Gate. And as you could see, yeah, it was $109.99 for hardcover and a PDF, which I'm all about the hardcovers. But this is a huge book. I mean, like it's well over 500 pages.
Yeah, it's not too bad then.
Yeah, and it's full color. They use a college printer to do this, so it is literally it's bound just like a college textbook. It's a hardcore book. I wish I had it with me so I could show it to you guys. Unfortunately, my copy's packed up. But you're getting the quality here that you paid for. This is a book that you'll have for a long time, and it'll be good, and it's got good... I mean, look at these guys. Matthew J. Finch. This dude's a legend. This is the guy who... what is it? He worked on Osric?
Yes.
Wasn't it? Yeah.
Yes. Matt and Stuart Marshall designed Osric Swords and Wizardry both.
And Greg
Finch is a legend.
Yeah. So, you're getting quality product. Can you name anybody who worked on any of the current Wizards of the Coast books?
Connie Chan.
No, she didn't. She did work on it.
Oh, okay.
Worked on it. So,
Not worked it over.
That adjective worked.
Yeah. So yeah, okay. This is $109.99 for a hardcover PDF. But it's an entire city. It's over 500 pages. It's in full color on slick pages with college binding. Yes, it's expensive, but it's worth it in comparison to the garbage that you would buy from Wizards of the Coast.
Right.
I'm willing to pay this for that.
To be fair, I never pay attention to personalities of who makes and who writes what. Like, one of my favorite tabletop games is Savage Worlds. If you ask me, like, who designed Savage Worlds, I wouldn't be able to answer you. Like, I don't really care. Like, me as a creator would be happiest if, like, nobody even is aware of me and my horse shit. Just buy my stuff and just leave me alone. So
there you go. Yeah.
Give me your money. Don't talk to me.
Yeah.
Necessarily want some notoriety out of it. You just want to have a good product where someone will say,
yeah.
I like Scrying Dutchman. I like the books they made out.
I just bought your book, Scrying Dutchman.
As long as it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I just bought books from Victor, and I just bought books from Grimm. And I also bought a whole set of Savage World books for Darwin's World, because I don't have the Savage World's Darwin's World editions. it feels like it's worth it. It's worth the price that I'm paying for what I'm getting out of these smaller companies. I mean, yeah, maybe the books cost a little bit more, but I'm getting the quality. I'm getting the value for my money. So it's like if I have to pay the same amount of money for an indie publisher's book, I will do it.
Mine was $16.99, and I appreciate you buying it because that's how I could afford this. So hey,
yeah, there you go. I bought you a bottle of
whiskey.
booze.
Yeah.
Well, if I'm gonna, I'm just gonna be 100% honest here. If I'm gonna drop $110 on a book, I'm going on eBay and I'm buying something that's out of print.
Yeah.
Well, there's that too, and that's always an option.
I'll just,
Now,
I love.
If we
go ahead.
Go ahead, and then I'll ask you a follow-up question.
Well, I like, I love my indie supporters, and I love all my friends here, and I support where I can when it's financially feasible. But if I'm going to drop $110 on a book, I'm going on eBay and I'm looking from something from TSR era, probably, or something similar. It doesn't have to necessarily be TSR. It could be Steve Jackson or whoever.
Yeah.
Right.
So here's my question for you.
Okay.
If we carve up this $110 and look at it not as $110 500-page monstrosity, but look at it as three $40 150 200 pagers.
Mm-hmm.
What's the difference?
Yeah, and that's the kicker, because that's how they get you at Wizards of the Coast. I've gone up on Amazon and you can buy the 3-book set with a GM screen and a nice holder on with nice covers and stuff for less than $100 actually, because usually they have a digital coupon that knocks it down to like $90 or $89 or something.
Spare me, DB.
No, I'm not going to spare you, but here's my answer: perception. Because
you're absolutely correct.
You know where I'm going. Yeah, the 110 out of pocket is more painful perceptually than the 43 times.
Yeah, it's psychology.
For just 20 easy payments of $19.99, you can own a D&D book.
Exactly. That you're exactly right, Guard Bro. That's that's it.
And you get that go on eBay paying via PayPal. Sometimes PayPal's like, hey, you want to break this up into 4 payments of $19.99 for this book? And
I've done it.
Clicking on it,
Well, okay, and there is something else that's kind of a little bit more insidious that I like in it too. A lot of you guys play video games, so you guys are aware of things called Game Pass. Game Pass is the alternative to paying $70 per game.
Netflix, essentially.
Yeah, which paying $70 or actually paying like what $17.99 a month or whatever to avoid shit like Redfall. Paying $70 for Redfall is worth it. Unfortunately, I think Wizards of the Coast is kind of moving in that same direction.
Move into a net. Are you saying like a Netflix space, like subscription?
A digital.
Model, basically what you
They're moving to a digital platform, a digital economy where they control all of the books, all of the product. You will own nothing. They will own everything. You are merely paying them to use it, to lease it.
Mm-hmm.
And hey, cancel anytime, but if you cancel, there goes your characters, and there goes your maps, and there goes your monsters.
That's right.
Any program now, Adobe or any kind of thing, you need it. Like Grim, the thing. I was like, it's per month. Like, yeah, it's per month. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like InDesign.
Creative Suite kills me, Guard Bro.
Yeah, because and you make a great point. Because the reason I switched over to whatchamacallit, I switched over to Affinity because I got sick of mainly because there was a scandal regarding Adobe Creative Cloud. And I got sick of paying a monthly subscription for years. And I was like, I am somebody who is just, I want to pay one time and that's it. Hence why I got Affinity. I bought it one time and I got it for life. Same thing when I went to digital. I went to CS. I went to Clip Studio. I used Clip Studio Paint. I bought it one time, and I did the free trial. But I bought it like 2 days after using the free trial. I have it permanently, and then I know that I think they moved over to, and I think that was just before they moved over to a subscription model. But I have to check. But yeah, I'm in the same vein that you see a lot of people are still pushing, the physical, wanting to keep their hands on the physical, and I'm behind that. I'm in the vein of, if it's digital, I want pay one time and then you get it for life.
Yeah.
I also have a little bit of tinfoil hat stuff to bring up, and you games masters, games writers, and stuff on this panel and out there in the audience, you pay attention to me very, very closely, because what I have to say is going to make a lot of sense. One thing we've seen with video games is that there was a time when video games had lots of replayability, lots of content, and things like that. Yeah, and they basically, if you bought, if you paid $50 to $60 for a video game, you got a very long-term playing experience out of it.
Hundreds of hours.
Okay, but now we have jobs, we have lives, we have shit going on. We don't have the time that we used to invest in our hobbies, in our video games. Yes. So the plots have become more simplified. The gameplay has become more on rails. The graphics got better, but it's more of an explosive experience that you play, but you really only play through it once, and then you just kind of put it away and you don't play it again. However, I also think this is going to happen to our TTRPG hobby, and it probably happen with Dungeons and Dragons first. I think you're going to get more of your character experience in those first few levels of play, because they've already done the research. People are only playing about 6 games, whereas they used to play up to 6 level. I think what's going to start happening now is all the classes are going to be front loaded to where you have all your best abilities, all your best core shit and everything else right up front, so that you can play a shorter, faster campaign and get on to something else, because people are switching characters back and forth right all the fucking time.
T-shirt, you're missing one factor.
I don't think I am.
No, actually you are.
What
the other thing that's going on with video games right now is that they're doing everything you all said just so they can push microtransactions.
Well, yeah, no, we're not getting to the microtransactions part of it. But what I'm literally saying is that.
But that's the thing. That's what I'm saying, though.
No, I'm not saying this. What I'm literally saying is they're going to shift the gaming, the TTRPG gaming experience, to where your character will get most of their shit up front. They'll be front-loaded characters, because how many times have you looked at a level-based role-playing game and you see all these really cool abilities, but you'll never see them because they're locked behind, 15th level, 20th level.
Right.
I think you're going to see the experience shift back the other direction. I think you're going to start seeing more characters getting stuff up front that's really cool, and over time the 20th level abilities and stuff will still be cool, but because they know that there's fewer and fewer players playing to that length of time, the emphasis is going to be on the first 3 levels of play. Mark my words on this.
To be fair though, like, didn't old school D&D also just like gave you pretty much everything right off the bat, and then like maybe at level 9 you could like make a castle or something? So it's like
no.
I mean, like the NDX and stuff.
Like, not how OD&D and AD&D worked, dude.
I mostly work with BX, and it's like, you get like most of your shit, and then like, level 6 maybe you get something, and then like level 9 you can, like, if you're a fighter you can like become a lord. So
is that
like
BX
that's pretty much all you get.
Yeah, no, I mean, clerics in BX, they can't cast a spell until
second. Yeah, of course you've got spells.
You have one spell, then 2 first level spells. I mean, I'm not getting in your grill, dude. Let me be 100% clear. I mean, perceptions are perceptions. You and I could probably take over the chat until tomorrow, just going to go back and forth with it. But no, it's a fairly stepped, and I mean, you plateau pretty frequently in OD&D D&D and basic and expert. Now, if God,
I'm literally just talking compared to like more modern editions. Like yeah, of course, your abilities will improve. You'll get more spells, but you still get that ability. You still have the same ability as level 1 as you have at level 20. At level 20, it's just better. In more modern editions of D&D, you will literally get like a special ability at certain levels. In older editions, you always already had those abilities to just gradually improve.
Okay,
no.
See what you're saying. It was there were cases in AD&D, and if you got all the toppings for OD&D, like you just went down the salad bar and put one of each, all the supplements, all the issues in strategic review, all the letters from Gary to Alarums and Excursion and everything, you'd get the same experience, because in AD&D, the Ranger, the first time I ever heard this term, somebody was explaining to me what front-loaded meant in terms of tabletop role-playing games, and they said, well, think about the Ranger in AD&D. Out of the box, Rangers can track, Rangers do an extra point of damage per level to giant kin, Rangers just blah. And then at higher levels, like you hit name level with a Ranger, and you can cast magic user spells. And it's the same with the Paladin, except the Paladin is broken up a little bit more, because at third level Paladins can start turning undead as a first level cleric and then as a second level cleric at fourth, and so on. And then you bring the Bard and the Monk into the discussion, and the stuff you get along the way that builds on it. But I see what you're saying. Yes, from the outset, if you consider the act of insert sword, monster dies as being
It's my first marriage right there.
Being the ability, I understand where you're coming from. A magic user doesn't have to wait N levels to be able to cast a spell. A first level AD&D magic user with one hit point can find a scroll with a 9th level spell on it. His odds of successfully casting it are low, but he can try it. Whereas in other editions of D&D, I assume I don't touch them. It's choked off. Like, you're not going to cast that spell off that scroll until you have the meta magic feat, cast higher level spell.
My point was that you get a lot of stuff early on. It improves as you go. In more modern editions, starting with third edition, it's like, oh, you hit level 15, now you can whip people's head off and shit down the neck. Like, it gives you like special, like weird abilities all of a sudden. Like, yeah.
Well, okay.
In that context, I see where you're coming from, Victor. Thank you for the clarification.
And I understand it. Sorry, go ahead.
I was like, Grim, I'm really curious to hear what you have to say about this. I can see you mulling it over.
I don't actually have much else to say.
Sorry.
What I was asked. One of my questions on my channel recently was about high level play and why does it suck so much. And it's because it gets weighed down, right? You get all these special exceptions to rules. You get these special abilities that have their own rules and interactions with other rules. And as a games master, you're being called on to make more rulings because it becomes increasingly unclear how the high-level spells or the high-level abilities interact with everything else. So it slows down. So, yeah, they'll want to front-load the character experience, but that means you're going to get the problem from high level play at low level play. So I'm not sure it's the best idea. I think perhaps a more elegant design approach is to keep things as simple as possible, and just you get better at doing the things that you can do as you level up. But have built into the system the capacity to try weird, stupid things.
But if I may, Jim, I've said this before, and I'm firmly, passionately believe this. What Wizards wants is the Games Workshop churn model of business. They don't want me. They want the kids that have seen Stranger Things, but will then quit after 4 to 6 weeks of play. And so what you're talking about, front loading the system with the weird exceptions that we as grognards have dealt with for 50 years of gaming, and we have burned into our cerebral cortexes the pathways to sort those things out. They don't have, and I'm not trying to generation gap, I swear to God, but they don't have the patience or attention span to do. And
That's
right,
though. People ain't playing D&D correctly.
Okay, but then some study came out showing that roughly 50% of all the 5e books were by first-time players.
Right. What that's doing plays into what Grimm is saying is the front loading comes, the wow, this is kind of a complicated mess comes, the give up in 6 to 12 weeks of play comes, and then you've got another new batch. Wizards doesn't have to worry about a nascent grognard crowd springing up around a new edition because it is literally a hostile environment for that sort of organic.
Yeah, but it might end up working against them because at the moment, the low level, low amount of powers, low exceptions, that creates a smooth on ramp. So you can start not knowing much about how the game plays, and as you learn more, your character advances. It's got a natural on ramp. I mean, you don't throw a baby into an ice cold deep end of a swimming pool straight away. You put them in inflatable armbands, and
we
you put
had
them in
very different childhoods, Grim.
and you put them in one
Basically, what you're saying is WotC Wizards, they're basically is going to lead to inevitable of them basically being destroyed by the very thing that they're trying to pander to, or by the very people that they're trying to pander to.
I think that's a very optimistic take because
I'm just trying to understand what you guys are saying right now.
I mean, I think that's an optimistic take, but I also hope it happens. So.
Well, that's just what I'm hearing right now. Is what it sounds like.
Well, one of my first takes on how things are shifting is, like I said, the video game model, which of course Cynthia Williams comes from Microsoft, comes from a video game background where they want to monetize everything. But the other thing, one of my biggest clues, the one that hit me in the face, I'm playing the Street Fighter 6 demo, and they straight up, they tell you, early on in the game, it's like, hey, guess what? If you want to pull off all your super moves, all you got to do is do this one button press and then a direction press. Yeah, okay. The thing is, they simplified the controls. Why? Yep. Because they don't have people like me who are, force feeding quarters into the fucking machine, trying to, sitting there tearing off the skin on the palm of their hand, trying to throw Hadouken all day, which I did.
So basically, what they're saying is, basically what teacher is saying is, in Street Fighter 6 case, they're adding a new control method for people, and it's a way for people to get into Street Fighter again. And you have the casual controls, and you have modern controls, and you have dynamic controls. Usually, the modern dynamic controls they allow you to be able to do like one button combos and be able to kind of basically be able to do the combos, do the supers for you. In
other words, the deal is ever since Street Fighter 5 and 4 came out, they've been pushing online play, and Street Fighter 5 had a lot of pushback because everybody was like, wow, you had no real story game to this, and all you wanted to do is us get online and fight each other. And of course, if you're a noob, you're getting your ass handed to you constantly by people with better connections and more experience who, have been in the arcade for a long time and been playing the shit out of this.
Stick, or have been playing fighting games for a very long time.
Yes, what I just said.
This is where, like I say, I hate modern kids and modern teenagers and modern, this is too hard. We'll get better.
Yes.
Now it's like, God,
and T-shirt knows, it's like when me and him, when we first booted up the demo, we immediately switched over to classic because it was a lot easier for us. That was what we preferred, is for the learn the combos and actually pull them off.
Well, and in my case, carpal tunnel is a bitch. So I did go with the easy controls because it's easier on my hands. I mean, there was a time in
can't keep up with this game.
guard bro. I'm serious. There was a time in my life where I could literally throw Hadokens faster than the computer could because I had that movement down so good that I could do it. I could beat the computer at its own game pretty easily. I could actually beat competition level.
It wasn't until Street Fighter 5 that I actually finally learned how to pull off a Kyoken and spinning bird kick. A lot of Chun-Li's moves. I finally learned how to pull it off. I was like,
well, that's the thing. Is like I was in Japan back in 91, 92. I actually, got to play against, good Japanese Street Fighter guys all the time. So I learned how to. I mean, when you're plunking down 100 yen. And you're fucking getting your ass kicked. It's like, yeah, you get good, but that's the thing. The kids these days don't have time. The adults don't have time, or they're like me, and their reflexes are getting punked out, and their wrists are getting shredded, and we can't do it anymore.
Like I can only imagine how like frustrated people like T-Shirt or Delver must be. Like, yeah, it's just too hard to play D&D. You're like, are you fucking like because y'all were there when the lore was written? Like, it's so easy nowadays, and they're like, I just don't understand. I can't keep track of all these actions. I can see like the blood vessel.
Look at Delver.
Right.
What the fuck am I? Chopped liver here?
And let me.
Well, you were too busy filming Fifth Element, Dying Breed. You weren't able to play it. All right?
Jesus Christ.
Let me say this.
I mean, I'm fucking 53. I started playing in 79. Jesus Christ, man. Give me some cred a little bit.
Let him go.
Go, Delver. Go, Delver. Go.
Let me say this. And I will say
Oh,
this.
fuck you all.
My meme. Nice.
And I will say this, and WotC and in a lot of places, a lot of the companies that we're seeing, and not just in tabletop, but in general, I understand the need to want to introduce, to gain a bigger audience. So you want to do, as we said, easier controls, an easier interface, easier something that'll be easier for a lot of people who are brand new to something like D&D or to something like Pathfinder stuff to pick up. But however, that is because there is a skill ceiling. There is a skill ceiling when it comes to tabletops and it comes to anything. But the problem is that you're going to downplay it so much, so make it so easy and adaptable to newcomers that it's just going to downplay the feeling of what it is actually there. The essence, you're going to downplay that. It's like the whole thing when people complain, specifically when journalists complain about games like Elden Ring being too hard and such, and like having easy mode. It's like, no. It's adaptable. It's like staying true. It's that balance. You want to be able to stay true to what the essence of what your game is, but at the same time, if you want to lure in new players, have that system where it can introduce them into it, but give them the one that there is a skill ceiling and that it's easy to pick up and play, but it's hard to master. You get what I'm saying? And I think what we're seeing with WotC and what we're seeing with a lot of stuff nowadays, it's leaning so far towards to the easy to pick up and play and easy to master that it just almost kind of ruins the experience. You want to be able to learn. You want to be able to. There's too much hand holding. I would say.
You don't say.
But there's way too much hand holding behind that. You've got to. You have to understand that. Let the people who want to get into understand. They're probably gonna. They can understand the basics. But if you really want to be as good as, say, like something like a T-shirt or like a Grim or something, I'm using an example. But if you want to be able to do stuff like that, there's a learning. You have to learn how to do it, which means you're going to have to fail. You're going to have to mess up, and that's the part of the learning experience.
I love you, Dying Breed. I'm sorry, I couldn't help it.
Nobody fucking loves me.
I always see Dying Breed wear that fucking like singlet thing with that.
Nobody fucking loves me. Don't fucking hate me. Why am I even here?
Just tell them.
I mean, okay, look, we're dealing with fucking people who don't know how to read percentile dice.
True.
I mean, Jesus Christ, it's not that fucking hard. One is the tens digit, the other is the single digit.
Exactly.
And the way these motherfuckers describe it on Twitter, you can never generate a number from 1 to 100.
Guys, listen to this. This is like you're what? I don't have any experience in tabletop games whatsoever. But I look at this as like, you're just making Dungeons and Dragons basically for the TikTok generation, for the for the short
at 20,
people,
yeah,
for the Gen
I
Z.
saw
Hang on,
God.
hang on.
That
Let
kind
me
of shit.
continue. Not just like TikTok generation, because here's the thing: the younger generation, they get shorter and shorter attention spans.
Yes, they do.
Think
Okay,
about
Mac, please.
Sorry.
Dungeon Delver needs his moment.
We got to stop you at 15 minutes, my man.
No, I'm just explaining. Try to explain what. No.
I understand, bro. I do. But we all have our own takes on it. We'd like to get them out.
Sorry.
Okay.
Let the elders speak.
Yes. Let the old fuckers say something.
Nitroglycerin or give me the talking stick.
Yes. Oh shit. I pulled Delver out. Hang on. There we go. I killed Delver. Okay. Delver, you have the talking stick.
Here's the thing. Yes, I generation gapped earlier when I talked about the younger generation. Since 2000, when I said, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to go to comic book stores, I'm going to go to conventions, I'm going to run AD&D, I'm going to run OD&D. I have DM'd games for hundreds of people who never played D&D before, and all the years since, people whose first game was 4th edition, people whose first game was 5th edition, people who that is where they live. And I have never, ever had anyone after the first couple of minutes look at me and say, this is too hard, I can't handle this, and get up and walk away. Or after 5 hours of playing, say, that sucked, old D&D is shit, I can't believe I wasted my Saturday doing this. Now, maybe that's because I have social anxiety disorder and don't want to say what they're really thinking. Or maybe it could be that maybe in actuality, the old way is the better way, that it is simpler, that because you're not constantly doing this, because you're not constantly saying, oh, so I add these 3 skills and then do 2 feats and then I can cast a meta magic spell. Maybe it's just because I look at them and say, what do you want to do? And they say, I have a spell called sleep. You cast sleep, roll 4 4-sided dice. All the kobolds fall down. Let's move on. Maybe it's because the older ways were, in fact, better and didn't force people to try and drink from a fire hose. And they were actually really inclusive in the most important way. Not the modern definition. Maybe just it could be the old D&D.
What?
You're breaking up.
You're roboting, dude.
He was raging so hard
away from my
For
people,
he's going so mad.
He fried a fuse.
For people who just come into the comic book store or come into the convention, and in fact, I've had folks like ask me, because I got a dozen players' handbooks up here. I've had folks ask me, "Can I please buy one of these from you? Because I want to play this now. Classic D&D." No, I've sold a couple. Mainly because I need a gas to get home from the event. But the point
still stands, though.
The point remains that yes, it really was better. Yes, it really was easier. And I know that's not that's not what Wizards of the Coast wants. I mean, Grimm, the circle gets a square for Grimm. It's the model that they want now. I mean, but it's not the way it should be, and it doesn't have to be that way. We don't.
We do have the harlot table. We have the harlot table.
That's good.
Well, Delver, the difference was us. It was the people that were in the hobby that made that environment happen, right? It wasn't the books. It wasn't the system. We can have fun playing anything. It was us. And that sounds so egotistical, but it's true. So fucking pat my back. Barry Horowitz here. It was us.
I mean, okay. I mean, just a few Saturdays ago, I had Grimm more or less forced into having sex with a bunch of orcs, or his character anyway. And he hated every minute of it, but it was funny. If I
sounds very on brand though.
If I had
Well,
done that with,
let's be honest. He says he hated it.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Just like it was the cat that scratched his cheek.
Yeah.
Right?
Was it
Yeah, yeah.
Was it female orcs or male orcs? That's all I want to know.
Hey, St. Floyd.
Oh wow!
St. Floyd was a colonizers. Hey,
St.
I'll have
Floyd
you-
depended on.
My fucking taxes. That's what's going on.
I'll have you know, Victor is black. Damn it.
Yes, I'm the blackest guy on the stream.
That's right.
You people in your jungle pyramids.
Yes. People in my jungle pyramids.
Excuse me, what?
Yes,
exactly.
Yeah. We mentioned jungle pyramids and the black guy shows up. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You pulled out a Malcolm X card on us.
Oh shit.
The Malcolm X card. Oh my god, the Malcolm X card for D&D. Could you imagine a Malcolm X card for D&D? Whack.
Well, that's what you have to say when you play it. Black. Right?
Excuse me, I need to check my sub numbers. I have a feeling they're imploding.
How the hell I gain and lose 5,000 subs? What the fuck?
Oh my god. All right.
Alt-right video game players.
Yes. Us
Well,
incels.
we all know McKean's a hardcore white supremacist, all right?
Yes.
Oh, guard. When are we gonna play Star Troopers?
Excuse me, what did you just say?
Oh yeah. Well,
Oh, it's about to go down. It's about to go down.
apparently every race
What
can be
did
a
you
white
just
supremacist
say?
now.
No. What did you just say?
I
You
said
just said I was a hardcore white supremacist.
as a joke, McKinney, because of all the news going on right now.
Because I'm on.
No.
Because I'm on draw line right then.
I can't be serious here for a minute.
Guard bro,
No, I
you
don't
just
play
big
it. No,
dick
I don't
shit
play
your
that shit,
pants.
for real. I'm dead
Oh
serious.
shit,
No. See, that was
Hang
as
on.
a joke. That's what I was saying.
Okay.
dude! I just
Okay.
like completely fucking sobered up.
Oh yeah, we did. Hang on, I got to chill out Mackety real quick. Hold on. Okay.
Is that Matt Colville?
No.
It's Jack Black.
Jack Black. Why do you always ask
Who it
that?
is? That was a joke. Jesus Christ.
I don't play that. It's no offense. I don't play that. That's
Well,
Guard bro doesn't play that either.
Well, the
It's-
thing
he
is-
was joking.
Well, the thing is, everyone's getting called that nowadays, and it's
I
like,
know, but still.
all
All
right,
right, guys. All right. Just let it go. Just let it go.
There they go.
Learning where some lines are.
Hand me the
Yeah.
shovel, guard.
Yeah. Okay, just
I'll get back to drawing.
Mac just played the X card. Okay, man. Respect it, guard bro.
Okay.
Jeez.
All right.
See, you gotta have me and see at some point you gotta bring back me and anime together.
There you go. Well, actually, we're actually out of time, but I was going to mention some anime before I left.
Which anime?
We're not out of fucking
No,
time.
anime.
Keep going.
Anime.
Well, poor Grimm is like, this is hard on him. He's got to run a game tomorrow. But I've been watching a couple of anime, and and I know some of y'all are gonna go like, you fucking did it when you hear which one it is, but you will because one of the things I finally got to watch Gunbuster 2. Oh man, I died. I choked up. Big fucking tears, big crying. It was like, oh my god, it was so beautiful. I loved it, and it was so sad, but it was great at the same time. Really worthy sequel to Gunbuster. But then the other one I started watching, and here's the one. How many of you guys know Made in Abyss?
Oh,
I've heard the
no.
name.
That's weird. I started watching that, and I was like, wait, what's going on? What are these little girls?
Yeah.
So-
See, I knew it.
Made in
Yeah.
Abyss is where, like, if it was any other type of character used, it'd be fine, but they use children, and it's like,
I know.
oh god.
Yeah.
That's-
boy.
I know that's the part that's difficult, but at the same time, though, it is a wonderful story. It is a really, really good, fun story. I love the adventure of it. I like.
That's a
It
term
is.
for it. Sure, wonderful.
Well,
The setting is really interesting, but why
Yeah,
did
the
they have
setting-
to use 8-year-old girls and boys for?
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean,
What else
that's
you
the
gonna do with
questionable
orphans?
part. Yeah, I mean, they're orphans, but
Does that
Well, that's
change?
true.
Like, oh, they're orphans. It doesn't matter.
Well, see,
parents.
that-
So the orphans, so they can be horribly murdered and other.
Yeah.
well, okay,
Who's
but
going to
see,
complain? Their parents?
yeah, their parents are already dead, so.
So,
But
like-
that's what I'm saying tears me up about it is the fact that, I'm sitting there trying to watch it and enjoy the good story, and it is a good story. It's it's very heartbreaking. It's got some really great characters. It's got some very memorable characters, and then I'm trying to tell my friends about it or show it to them, and they're just like, "Did they ever get any older?" And I'm like, "I don't think so. I think this is." I think they stay kids throughout the whole thing. The whole thing is
What
kind of
this
like a,
t-shirt? I can't fap to this.
yeah. And I'm just
You're
like,
not talking enough.
You say that until you see Twitter and Nanachi get fucking just absolutely rivet up in Twitter.
oh,
But they use these kids as like a catalyst and a gut punch because like, oh, it's kids being adventuring, and then like the fucking swift kicks come out of nowhere, like, oh shit.
yeah.
And I think they use the Made in Abyss kid characters as a way to further twist the knife inside you as you're watching the fucking cartoon. Because I first came out and watched that because of the manga. People are like, oh, this hot new manga. Like, oh, I'll read it, and it kind of works off the Goblin Slayer vibe of like hyper realistic and no pulls punching.
Yeah.
But unlike Goblin Slayer, it's all like 10 and under characters,
12-year-olds and shit.
And
Yeah.
then you have these adults who are kind of working behind the scenes, making certain things happen, as well as I don't want to spoil it, but the guy who lives way down below and kind of doing things. Yeah, that's one of the. Like,
yeah, I haven't gotten into season 2 or anything yet. I'm still in season 1, but
if you guys aren't prepared for like super gritty, horrifying anime / manga, you should not be, reading or watching it.
It is
Anime in the Abyss.
It is. It's genuinely scary. But that's the thing is like even though they're kids and stuff, it's like you get into their characters and you can kind of empathize with them and stuff. And it's just kind of like, and when they do get in peril, it's like shit. So.
Right.
Well, I got to jet, guys. Let me just say it's been a stone groove talking to everyone. Be good. The last Japanese cartoon I watched was in 1998. Get good, play 80.
Love you.
Get good, Dad. Popped out.
He's so cool, man. I mean, I love having him on.
But Made in Abyss, like that one fucked up a lot of people because they weren't prepared. Like they said, "Oh, it's a cute Nachi character. This should be cool." Because they would see the Nachi character on like VR chat. Like, oh, that's a cool looking character. Yeah, he's from Made in Abyss. So you get people going to this cartoon thinking, "Oh, it'll be an innocent cartoon. Nothing wrong can go here. All characters are kids." And then like the fucking vignette starts slowly closing in through the fucking. You're like, what's going on here?
Yeah, there's like a YouTube collection of like every single death in that show, and I'm just like, I won't watch it because I'm like, I don't want to.
If a cartoon's got a death compilation, you're like,
yes,
tread
they have a death
carefully.
compilation.
In that anime.
Yeah, tread carefully.
It's the Watership Down of anime, I think.
Yeah,
yeah.
That's a good. That
an
is.
analogy.
Oh, look at the cute bunnies! Oh my god!
Oh
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Bright eyes burning like fire.
These children are so cute. Why are they bleeding out of every orifice and dying? Oh shit!
Has Mankini seen Made in Abyss? I assume
I've
he has.
heard of it.
You've heard of it? Yeah,
you can watch it on Prime for free.
if
there you go,
really
Mackany.
want to.
Tell you
If you
one
really
thing,
want to.
it makes me glad Shadbase is in prison.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Did he actually go to prison?
don't say the
Yeah,
devil's
I think
name
so.
here on stream. Oh, you're gonna show up.
No,
I said Shadbase, not Doug Winger.
Well, Doug Winger's dead, so.
Yeah, for those who don't know, it's a very well-known artist, and he got in trouble. He did risque stuff before the shit that he was doing because he was using actual photos of children's references for the spicier stuff.
Okay, so trying to keep it upbeat here, Mac.
Trying
to keep it upbeat here, Mac.
No, I hear that name and I'm like,
that's
oh,
the issue.
Yeah, I hear that name and I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah. Like me and McKinney are both online artists. When we hear those two words, like and you die for cover because that dude ruined
exactly
the mental concept of the online artist. Like, oh, these guys just make funny cartoons, and then there's Shad Base like, I'm gonna ruin your entire life. Like, no.
Yeah, well, like there's going too far, and there's crossing the line, and then there's whatever the F you would.
And then there's Shad Base, yeah.
Well, the other good stuff is this week, just a couple days ago, they sent me from Denmark my entire collection of Speed Paint 2.0 from Army Painter.
Caribbean Ocean.
Well, yeah, this is just one of the colors. I've got like all the colors because I paid like.
Is that body paint?
No, I paid like through the ass for all these things, but
it's ass paint.
Yeah.
No, just stop. Stop. Let me have a happy moment. God damn it! This is my fucking
show.
Let
me have a happy
moment. Let me have a happy fucking moment here.
What's
Okay.
happier than a painted asshole?
Exactly.
Let him have a happy ending.
Well, that depends, Victor. You gonna let me paint yours?
Buy a plane ticket.
I've got some white paint there. I'll paint for you.
Use your rough brush.
Yeah, I was
you
about
go.
to say just use a nice rough brush.
I will. But anyway, okay. So here's the thing. I should probably actually just do a full video on these. But I've had these fuckers sitting. These are from Massive Darkness, which was kickstarted in 2016. I've had them since about 2017. And they sat in my giant ass pile of shame of plastic miniatures that needs to be painted, which is colossal. Okay, I'm not even fucking kidding.
Ever growing.
And it's growing. And the thing is, I'm a traditional painter, so I paint from dark colors into light colors. And that's just how I do it. And I get really nice results, like say, this, which was all hand painted, no speed paints. This is all traditional. This is like 6 hours of work right here, basing and everything else, and it fucking looks awesome. And I'm not being a shit about it. But the thing is, I got these speed paints because I have so much of this gray shit, and I'm just like, I realized that people don't care how good your paint job looks when it's on the table. You can paint stuff up to golden demon level quality, and people go, that's cool. Let's play the game. So I've gotten out of that headspace. Now I just want to get shit painted and on the table and out there. And this shit really helps. I mean, this is about honestly, this is about 4 hours of work, but that's 12 miniatures in 4 hours. They're not quite painted to, what I would call like a super duper awesome level, but they look good.
Tabletop plus.
Yeah, they're at least tabletop plus. I mean, they got basing and everything else. The paint's actually really pretty decent. It's good for people who have never painted before. It works with my usual zenithal highlighting techniques. And their metallics are fucking awesome. If you buy nothing else from the speed paint range, buy their goddamn metallics. You will like them. They are good. And they work on white surfaces, black surfaces. They work with zenithal. It doesn't matter. It's decent stuff. I like it. I actually feel good about painting again, just because I don't feel like it's insurmountable. I feel like I can actually get through a huge pile of plastic now and get it all to the board game tabletop.
So I actually have a small paint story.
Okay.
My brother walked in about 2-3 hours ago, and he walks over and he's like, "Hey, you paint?" And he just hands me like a freaking little Ziploc baggie full of like Tamiya paints.
Ooh, Tamiya.
Nice.
Alcohol based.
Yeah, those are good though.
I hope you crack one up, but I thought I got high on it.
You need paint thinner to get those off, to get the paint off on those.
Yeah, you got
your brushes.
Like peel it off. Or
Yeah.
Hard and crust.
Guard bro, what are you painting with these days?
I'm painting some House Harlaw Reapers, but they're in the box over here, and I want to get them out. Besides that, it's Boba Fett and Scout Troopers, and just trying to knock down the Gray Tide. And unfortunately, I just ordered 48 she bears from House Mormont. So the thing is that the she bears and Song of Fire, I'll put you a quick picture real quick, but they made a unit in Song of Fire made purely of muscle mommies, and I cannot not get in there and buy these fucking things. So I have to try and paint 48 more minis on top of the 38 I already have painted. They're all primed and zenithelled, ready to go, but it's what it is. And as an ever mounting pile of shit I can't paint.
No, I'm with you, dude. I know.
Like I just did touch-ups on 138 skeletons. I just did that, just trying to get the marks done, because people want to have the most prettiest model on the table while they're painting, right? Which is great. You can have the super hardcore characters all stemmed up and caked up with paint until you drop it once and break the bitch, and you're out like 30 hours of painting. So if you're going to use them as like wargaming miniatures or gimme minis, you only want to do so much, which is kind of controversial on the painting platform of war games. But if you go farther than Tabletop Plus, you're just waiting for heartbreak to happen, because you're going to drop it, it's going to break, it's going to peel off paint, or your dingus opponent's going to use their tape measure and whack at your fucking Space Marine and knock a chip of paint off.
Oh, I lost my fucking mind because one day a player was, we were just finished our gaming session. I had all my, nice freshly painted miniatures up on the table, and they're clearing the boards. The dude does this. Watch guard bro go get livid now. He did this. And then handed them to me. And I just
on your models?
Yes, on my models.
There were times I said, "Don't touch my shit," for that exact reason. So, like, you grab one and go, "Here you go." Oh, thank you, bud. If you go like the fucking claw, like, do not touch my shit, or I'm gonna touch you right back.
This is not the fucking Japanese crane game, okay? Get your goddamn get your dick beater off my fucking miniatures.
Like, we see, I paint to a scale which is usually about this right here. And if someone walks up and goes, "Oh, I'm gonna take this miniature, and I'm just gonna go karamsh on it," I will come fucking unglued at the fucking gaming table, because this is the standard I want. I want that Tabletop Plus. It looks good. It looks nice, and this looks nice on the table. If someone goes, or like the worst part is if someone takes their tape measure and goes, measure range, and they go like one of these, they kind of go whack and take that little metal tip and whack your model. Oh my, I lose my shit. It's like, what are you doing? Like it's why I use those Taylor's measures, the
plastic ones.
No, the plastic ribbon ones. I use those.
Yeah,
because you can't whack your guy's fucking model.
Yeah.
And that always drives me nuts.
Now we need to get Grim to do his pile of shame, because he paints too, and we need to get Ryan and Victor started.
I would show you my pile of shame, but I flushed. So
the log of shame.
I'm gonna get you guys painting it at one point. I mean, I got Dying Breed to actually zenithal some of his stuff, so
I'm gonna paint.
Maybe I can actually get him to speed paint someday.
No, I'm just sticking with zenithal. Because I like it the best.
Okay. And there's nothing wrong with it.
It kind of gives it that old school lead miniature feel.
Yeah.
And I just dig it the way it is. So I'm just kind of going with that.
No problem with that. Just as long as it's not gray plastic, Ryan.
And orange plastic, and green
and
plastic,
and
and black plastic.
Right, right, yeah, because I got all that too.
Sweet, tasty microplastics.
I am a nerd, but I'm not enough of a nerd to start painting figurines. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah.
All right. So
microplastics. Me.
Little tiny muscle mommies, about this big, hundreds of them for you to enjoy.
You're going to die anyway. You might as well die from microplastic inhalation and absorption through the skin.
Can I use lead paint?
I don't recommend it.
I only eat macroplastics.
I mean,
I hear arsenic makes a lovely green.
I started out with enamel paint years ago when I was painting, plastic models. But yeah, I much prefer acrylic based medium.
The tastiest of paints.
Yeah. Although oil is the best, but
those little Humbrol pots, though, you can get a really nice mat with that.
That's what I started with. Yeah, the Humbrol. Those were good. But all right, so we kind of had a kind of a nice upbeat ending to some.
Until I fucked it up.
Yeah. Well, no. It's still upbeat as far as I'm concerned.
Good job, Garbro. Oh,
yeah. And unless anybody else has got anything else.
Hey, I'm giving a bunch of shit away.
Yeah. Okay, and Victor's got something too. What you got, Victor?
Buy Modern Necessities. And buy the Modern Adventures Guide to Guns of Gear if you prefer 5e. That's it.
Yeah, and when my copy from Lulu comes in, I'll show it off on the show.
Yeah, definitely.
Victor, don't buy Veil Riders. Buy my book.
Also, buy Veil Riders. Just realize that it's an inferior product, even though it made more money.
I'm waiting for mine to come in, Garbro. I'm waiting for mine to come in.
To anybody.
I mean, you might as well go ahead and buy the Veil Riders novel.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm still waiting on the rest of that layout work.
The thing is, me and Victor can fucking laugh about it, but like imagine other companies me and Victor do like, oh, it's taking pot shots. They would be able to handle that fucking shit. They take it personally on Twitter. How fucking could you say that?
You should also realize I'm joking because I literally pledged to your Kickstarter. So yeah,
I know, but I wish more guys who made these games could do that. Like just trade jabs. Instead, you're all fucking blocking each other and like.
And I just want to make this just a quick disclaimer. Listen, to anybody who looks at probably at me as somebody who's asking why am I on this panel when I have zero affiliation with tabletop and such like that. It's like, that doesn't mean I don't have an opinion on this. It doesn't mean I can't. Doesn't mean that I don't see similarities in what's going on.
We're not all just tabletop anyway. It's a general geek.
Tabletop, and this is general geek stuff. But because this is you guys' main specialty, and I'm usually the odd one out because I have zero experience in that. That doesn't mean that I don't have. That doesn't mean I don't have a valid opinion on this. When I can see similarities in what's going on with the tabletop community into what's going on with other industry, other parts of the industry, other parts of the fandom in general.
Did someone say you didn't?
No, I just wanted to make that disclaimer.
Yeah.
I know. I just wanted to make that disclaimer.
I mean, as they say, chat. Did someone say that in
chat?
chat?
No, just making that disclaimer. You know.
I think there's plenty of
sometimes you don't
tabletop
know
people.
that because sometimes.
I think there's plenty of tabletop people that would happily hire you as an artist, McKinney.
Yeah.
No, I appreciate
definitely.
that. I'm just saying. I was just wanting to make that disclaimer. Yeah.
Okay. Well, if there's nothing else, the only other thing I've got is Grim is running. What are you running tomorrow?
Dust Adventures. It's a
Dust
Weird
Adventures.
War 2 setting.
Yeah. No.
Not for Tabletop-less, but with two of the people from Tabletop-less.
I'm going to be there
as well.
Yeah.
I watched Tabletop-less once, and it was just like a chick with some pudding in her mouth, let's just say, and I was like, oh, okay, well, now I know what this is about.
Figure it out.
I think it's best left to a mystery as we go down a very German road.
Some mysteries are better left unsolved.
Yeah.
We have this new show. It's called Tabletopless, and on it we have gas masks and the toilets. and the way we do this is we roll dice, and whoever gets the lowest number gets to go bobbing for apples, so to speak.
This took a very
Yeah. Now, on Tuesday, Grim and I are resuming Dungeons and Discussions at 9 a.m. in the morning. It'll be rough on me, but that's okay. This is,
I was like, you seem excited.
No. It's just hard to get up early in the morning like that. But it's okay. Like I said, this is for Grim to be able to not stress him out, because I know he's got shit that he's got to do all week too. So I'm trying to be conscientious of him. And I don't know who's going to join us that morning. I mean, obviously everybody on the panel is invited.
Tuesday,
but
I should be around.
What? You should?
Tuesday,
okay.
You said I should be around, yeah.
Okay. This week, we're going to be talking about the Kickstarter that's going on. You know the one.
Which one?
You know the one. Kinks and...
Oh, the one I backed.
Kinks and cantrips. Yes, kinks
You
and
want your
cantrips.
bareback?
Well, I think we all backed it.
No, I didn't.
No, I didn't. You're all a bunch of fucking degenerates.
Oh, okay. Well, I backed it.
Look.
I've got my own kinks to worry about. I don't need somebody else's kinks.
The whole goal is to back it and review it on Neckbeardia. Okay, let's get too weird here. All right.
Yeah,
I mean, I do have another stream in half an hour, so you're not wrong, Malaki.
I do too.
I do need to get going.
But also, in the near future, I also want to talk about the Black Sword hack because I'm very excited. Yeah, that one is that one looks really cool to me. It's from France, but I don't want to hold that against anybody.
I played that a couple months ago, and it was really fun. So
did you play the new one, Black Sword hack Deluxe?
Yeah, and I also did the character creation video on my channel for it. So.
Oh, cool. So you'll definitely want to talk to us about it too. But I like the concept of that game. I like the way it's put together. I love the artwork.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Grim, did you? I mean,
I had a very brief look through it, but I have a reading pile of shame as well as a miniatures pile of shame. So
yeah.
Okay. Well, it'll be a future episode for sure. But yeah, tune into us on Tuesday because we'll definitely have some more stuff for you, and maybe a little bit more bite sized. But I don't know. It kind of depends on how we go. All right. Well, if there is nothing else, shall we convene?
Yeah.
No stream. I do have to work tomorrow, so there will not be a Machini live. But we will be back on Monday with regular schedule, and Friday. On Saturday I'm going to do I'm probably going to do a very long afternoon stream of Street Fighter 6. It drops on Friday, and
if you don't stream tomorrow, where am I getting if you don't stream tomorrow, where am I getting my daily fix of Booba at?
That's right.
You can go to Bruce. I mean, Bruce is willing to do it too.
But sir, my daily Booba. Sorry.
I'll be back on Monday. You'll have to wait till Monday morning.
And this is for Guard Bro.
You get your boobs Monday. You'll wait.
This is for Guard Bro because I don't think he's seen this one yet.
Welcome to Seng's Herbal Remedies. I am Seng. How may I assist you? Selling remedies is honest work. I came to America after discharge from Chinese herbal remedies forces to help aging parents restore. Definitely, I am now American citizen. God bless the allegiance flag. Chinese invented gunpowder. Yes, I know guns. Hold on, please. These are good remedies for many problems. No credit cards.
What?
America.
You never seen that, Mac?
God bless the Legion's flag.
Okay, Mac. This one is for you, Mac.
Player, what's the score? How they hang? Good evening and all that commotion. Welcome to Fat Larry's Trucker Mac, the only store for all your needs after 10 o'clock. I am the proprietor and salesman of the month several years in a row. The ladies call me, oh God, but you can call me Fat Larry with a F-A-T, cause I know I got a weight problem, I just don't give a fuck.
Based.
And Mac actually dropped out of the stream and came back.
There he is.
Fat Larry blew you off the stream.
It froze up again, so I could.
Fat Larry froze the stream. God damn.
Fat Larry blew out Mac. Oh, I'll just have to send it to you separately.
Excuse me?
Yeah, Ryan, also the Dutch word for overexposed is overbelicht. So
I gotta learn these things. Overbelicht.
Overbelicht.
Was that all right?
Yeah.
Speaking of, I might need you in a few.
Also,
right,
yes,
guys.
buy Modern Necessities and then buy Veil Riders if you want the same thing, but with extra horse pussy. So, yeah,
Yes.
there you go.
Brought to you by Victor Pundit.
Yes.
You like horse pussy? I'm a game for you. I'm Victor, selling Veil right now.
And the proper word in Norwegian is hestekoek.
Yeah. Paardenkut.
All right, guys.
Note to self: do not hire Victor for PR.
All right. Good night, everybody. On behalf of the Week in Geek, thank you very much for hanging out with us, and we will see you on Tuesday.
On behalf of the staff of the Independent California Motel, I wish you all sweet dreams. Wake the fuck up, samurai. We have a city to burn.